Fight chieftaincy dispute. That part of town always.
Yes, at least there are a lot of things happen there. So maybe you may want to swing
Pass
by.
through.
Yes, and the Daily Democrat says Mahama stops Kwewu, still in keeping with the Easter spirit, for business forum. Comes with a photograph of the president himself.
Oh, he storms.
Yeah.
I heard Mahama stops Kwewu.
No, storms. Kwewu.
Okay.
So his photograph is there, and his chief of staff is also here on the front page. Also, government takes over Damang Mines operations. The Minister for Lands is here on the front page, and some other stories on the front page.
Okay, so Galamsey, end impunity and commit to state emergency. This is Abuja Napo speaking to the government on point of view.
What did he say?
He says end impunity and commit to state of emergency.
I think, with the greatest respect to Abuja Napo, that's. I mean, please, we heard him when he was minister.
Yeah,
he was questioned on this network on that
state of emergency. Yes.
His position is not what he's canvassing today. People should not be like that. It's completely unacceptable. With the greatest respect to him, you shouldn't be doing that.
Very well. Still with Abuja Napo, NPP's 2024 election loss was unexpected and difficult, and the fire in him is good for Kumasi. This is John Dako backing the mayor's zeal. This is the Kumasi mayor, Sky, a very good friend. Removing CJ will set a bad precedent for Ghana. This is John Dako again. Richard Ayagba is here. We won't make post-election report public, so Sky, you're not going to see the details. But judiciary must resist attempts to remove CJ Aponyomake. In speaking, NPP's Nanabi blames Mahama for escalating Boku conflict. I'm not afraid. And I say Western, this is National Service Western Coordinator reacting to his office being locked up by some angry NDC youths who say he's not an indigent. Professor Okwe's report is credible and detailed. This is Nanabi, and the NPP has set up a 9-member committee to review its constitution following that report. This is citynewsroom.com. Take you to channel 1 in a bit, but if you go to Joy, my Joy Online, Mahama's incompetent government will fall in 2028. NPP vows comeback. There will be cheaper and enhanced data bundles on 5 holidays this year. Samuel George speaking. Expired and illegal. Sam George on over 50 broadcast license renewals. NPP will not make 2024 election report out. That is also out here. Thanks for using my name to fill halls, but this is Napo to comedian Obi Amposa. Chief Justice launches reforms to boost jury system efficiency. I take you elsewhere rather quickly. US to hold talks on Ukraine with Europeans and how Russia is seizing Ukrainian homes in Mariupol. If you go to CNN very quickly, White House escalates attack on Harvard, and how the battles Trump loves to wage explain his presidency. Interesting article here. And this area of South Dakota voted for Trump, but roughly 70%. Here's what they think now. So some analysis there for you. Where do you want to start from, Sky?
Okay, so let's take off with the MPP headquarters and the report emanating from Professor Okwe's committee. The Daily Guide has the story on page 3, and it's by Ebenezer K. Amponsa. And it says that the 11-member committee tasked with investigating the New Patriotic Party's defeat in the 2024 general elections has officially presented its findings to the party's National Executive Council at a high-level meeting held in Accra yesterday. Now, the committee, chaired by former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Kwe, was established to thoroughly examine the factors that led to the party's electoral loss and recommend reforms to revitalize the MPP ahead of future contests. Now, the NEC meeting held at the Alisa Hotel in Accra saw the presence of some high-ranking or most prominent members of the party. Nanado Dankwe Kufuor Baumia was there, Matthew Poku Prempe, Alexander Penyo-Marking, and related people were also there. Now, the Okwe Committee, which was granted a 3-month mandate, delved into a wide range of issues affecting the party, from internal election processes and grassroots mobilization to campaign communication strategy and party unity. Okay. Now, it goes on to provide further details, but what we're told is that the party says it is going to do everything possible to keep it in the vault.
Yeah.
And that we will not see a copy of it. Already we've seen copies from the Ashanti investigation. And how...
Yeah, Richard Ayagba was speaking on Citi Newsroom yesterday. That's captured on Citi channel1news.com. Richard Ayagba, Director of Communications for the New Patriotic Party, says the party's post-election report will not be made public. He was speaking in an interview with us
Well,
last
Dr.
night.
Matthew Poku Prempe, who was running mate to Dr. Baumia's ticket on page 4, has written a love letter to the NPP, and he's asking for a couple of things. He's asking for unity. He says our party must not be built around who becomes the next flag bearer or president.
Okay.
We must forget what is behind and press for it together. So you can get a copy of that paper and read for
Before we get to Galamsey, Abu Jinapo's Samuel Abdullah Jinapo's comments on the NPP's 2024 election loss. He says it was unexpected and difficult. CitiNewsroom.com. He has a quote: 2024 we didn't win, and so that was a very difficult moment, a long night. The real issue about the 2024 election was the unexpected nature of the results. I must be honest, if anyone had told me before the election that we would come out with that kind of results, I would have doubted it completely, he said. Sky.
The Daily Guide has written a stinker of an editorial about the government's 100 days in office. And Daily Guide, this is a stretch too far, especially the conclusion. This is somewhere. Anyway, let me draw your attention to page 6 of the Daily Guide, where they talk about the KMA boss being hot over the flogging comment, and also draw your attention to the minority calling in the same story on the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development to intervene immediately, urging him to impress upon the Chief Executive of Kumasi to retract his comments and to adopt a more lawful and respectful as well as humane approach. And yesterday I saw him in a video attempting to walk back his comment.
Let me take you to some regional news from the Hawk, and a very, very worrying story written by Charles McCarthy on page 4 of the Hawk newspaper, that Boku no-go zone for police. Cops and kin barred without armor. In a stark indication of worsening security conditions in the Boko enclave, the Ghana Police Service has issued a confidential directive halting the movement of personnel and their families into Boko and surrounding districts, citing growing threats to the lives of officers. An internal wireless message originating from the Upper East Regional Command and transmitted under the authority of the Director General of Police Administration warns of, quote, a dangerous development in the area. The message, signed by ACP J.W. Barrison and issued to all divisional, district and unit commanders within the Upper East region, states that both police personnel and their families have become targets in these areas by unknown persons. Now, if you go to the Inquisitor newspaper as well, staying with security matters, on page 5, University of Ghana law lecturer Professor Kwejua P.A.J. Etua has called for the immediate arrest of gang leaders operating in a hidden Galamsey settlement recently destroyed by the military in the western region. He argues that unless these gang leaders are apprehended, the illegal mining problem will continue to thrive and the settlement may simply re-establish itself.
On Galamsey, and impunity, commit to state of emergency, story by Abigail Arthur on CitiNewsroom.com, attributed to former Minister of Lands and Natural Resources and Member of Parliament for Damongo, Samuel Abdullah Jinapo, who has called on the government to take decisive action in addressing the growing menace of illegal mining, otherwise known as Galamsey. Now, Jinapo identified 3 key areas the government must urgently focus on to effectively combat the issue. He raised alarms over alleged political involvement in illegal mining activities, describing it as a disturbing development. There was obviously a clear case or situation, quote, of political actors in some cases, political class at the high level allegedly involved in the issue of illegal mining. It is our turn to take our share of the illegal mining Galamsey theft, he remarked. Now, I think there is also an issue of impunity that has crept in. Some government officials must begin to look at the issue critically, and then he was also saying that it's time for the government to, declare a state of emergency. They should come out and say we will impose a state of emergency at such and such time, or we will not impose a state of emergency because of A, B, and C reasons.
Find his interview on this network when this matter was alive during the presidency of Nanado, and play it back. And then
there was a very eloquent.
I think the positions don't agree with each other, and politicians should not be be doing that. To respect those of us who are at least listening to you, and I think it's a step too far to make those suggestions, especially the one on a state of emergency. Anyway, quickly, let me draw your attention to the Chronicles editorial, the closing remarks regarding Galamsey. It says Galamsey is Ghana not hurting itself. Concluding, they say that, as we have always stated in this column, illegal mining and the accompanying pollution of water bodies is an existential threat to the survival of this country. Every Ghanaian must therefore put his or her shoulder to the wheel to ensure that the battle against Galamsey is won for the generation yet unborn. Our natural wealth should be a blessing, not a curse. This time, it is time, or the time to act is now. And let me just quickly add before we come in. If you go to the Daybreak newspaper, page 3, Guta is slamming utility tariff hike, because you do know that utility, water, and all these things are being raised. And the Ghana Union of Traders Association has reacted vehemently to the recent hike in utility tariffs. Now, have they hiked it, or they are proposed to hike it?
I think it's effective May 1.
Okay. Now, the reactions adduced by the Public Utilities, the reasons adduced by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission for the hike, Guta stated in a press release by their Secretary General, blah, 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 do not hold water. And they go on to explain why they do not think that the hike should take effect.
Let me take you back to the Daily Graphic on page 44, a story that is linked to our Greek push here as well. Pretty interesting. So the Chief Executive Officer of Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, Ralph Ayite, has urged hospitality facilities across the country to follow his hotel's example by exclusively serving locally produced poultry in their dishes. Mr. Ayite said for over 3 decades, Coconut Grove Regency Hotel has remained committed to sourcing only Ghanaian chicken.
Wow.
A strategy they believe hasn't only contributed to their success, but also serves as proof that it was entirely possible to run a successful hospitality business without relying on imports. Quote, we deliberately serve local fruit juices, fresh fish from Elmina and the eastern and Volta part of the Volta Lake for our tilapia, furniture, linen, staff uniforms, furniture, building materials, and even our staff composition.
Sky, we should pass by and try their
indigenous coconut. They are my people.
They are very sorry.
Yeah, pass through every now and then. To see what's happening there. Yes. But is it local acid? Akuko,
If you have Akuko, no, the poultry one. I'm not sure it's the house one.
It's not the house one.
The house one, you will chase it 1 hour before you can kill it. So that one.
Also, the president has launched the 1 million coders initiative, happened at the Ghana India Kofi Annan Center of Excellence in ICT. In a rousing keynote address, President Mahama framed the initiative as more than a training program. It is, he said, the bedrock of a new economic era. Quote, we're not just teaching code, we are rewriting Ghana's future. The president said, quote, this program is our declaration to the world that Ghana will no longer be a consumer of technology, but a creator, a nation where innovation drives growth, where our youth build solutions for our challenges, and where digital skills become the passport to prosperity.
And yesterday, I was reviewing a paper, some robot laying tiles.
Really?
Really? Robot too. So even your tiles that you are laying in your room, all kinds of things are happening. But there's a story that is troubling. If you go to the Chronicle, page 7 has a story that says 150,000 crates of Coca-Cola smuggled to Ghana every month from Nigeria. How is this
150,000?
Exactly. Now, Benis Besse writing says Ghana is reeling from a staggering estimated tax loss of over 2.3 billion Ghana cedis due to rampant smuggling activities, including the illegal importation of beverages, sugar, rice, and cocoa. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority and the private sector players are now stepping up efforts to stem the tide of economic sabotage. Now, one of the most recent revelations involves the Coca-Cola Bottling Company Ghana Limited, which has engaged the GRA in high-level discussions following the smuggling of approximately 150,000 crates of Coca-Cola products into the country each month from Nigeria. Now, the question, 150,000, that's a lot. If you divide that by a day, how many are entering the country illegally? I think we need to step up our efforts to deal with that problem.
Sky, to some judiciary matters, removing CJ will set a bad precedent for Ghana. John Darko on citynewsroom.com. Legal counsel for the minority has warned against attempts to remove the Chief Justice, arguing that such actions could set a dangerous precedent for Ghana's constitutional democracy. Speaking on the matter in an interview on Citi FM's Eyewitness News on Wednesday, April 16, Darko emphasized the judiciary judiciary's role as the last independent and sacrosanct institution in the country. He expressed concerns that initiating a process to remove the Chief Justice could lead to a slippery slope where political parties in power might exploit petitions to target the judiciary for political gains. Now, John Darko has been speaking a lot. He's also talking about the mayor of Kumasi, and he says the fire in him is good for Kumasi. John Darko is backing the mayor's zeal. Stories here. He says our city is in need of help. He mentioned that he wants to clean the city of Otumfuo, and I agree with him that our city needs to be cleaned. I think that it was out of overzealousness, and I think that he will be spoken to. I don't know him personally, and I haven't seen him, but I think the fire in him is good for Kumasi.
Is he the mayor of Accra?
Kumasi.
Yeah, but is he mayor? Godfrey, the technical term mayor. Is it a chief executive? I don't know why we still keep referring mayor.
Well, we say mayor of Accra.
No, it's still, it doesn't make it right.
Okay.
On page 38 of the Daily Graphic.
It's the chief executive.
Okay, but we like mayor. Chief executive in a book, mayor on the street.
On page 38, staying with the judiciary and Skype, perhaps later you'll explain why this is important.
Yeah.
Okay.
The list of persons to serve as jurors in trials have been expanded to include all citizens qualified by law, including many individuals in the private sector. The Chief Justice Gertrude Saki Tokonu has announced. In addition to this, steps are being taken to further expand the pool from which jurors will be selected. This forms part of numerous administrative reforms by the Chief Justice to ensure the expeditious adjudication of cases.
Oh, I see. Anyway, let me just bring you back to the Chronicle, just to draw your attention quickly to a story on the front page. Now, Educhum is proposing expansion of the Electoral College.
Okay.
You know, this happened, was it within the same MPP? And they came out to say that, no, that didn't serve them well. So, now Jennifer Ambele writes and says, the immediate past Minister for Education, Dr. Osei Yao Educhum, who, according to the Chronicle Intelligence, will file to contest for the New Patriotic Party presidential primary next year, has suggested to the national executives to expand the delegate system of the party for the election of its flag bearers. Now, according to him, the current procedure is preventing a number of loyal party supporters from voting to elect the flag bearer and other national officers of the party, and that the status quo must change. Now, speaking on Shira FM, Kumasi Bay radio station recently, Dr. Educhum stated that there are people who have served the party faithfully and continue to support it in various ways, yet they are denied a voice in leadership selection.
Go to page 17 of the Daily Graphic. There's a very interesting opinion piece by Professor Jeffrey Haynes, who is asking the question, has Ghana's democracy failed? You can also get that and check out the details. The government takes over Goldfields Diamond Mines as a story we've been tracking. You can also get details on page 16 of the Daily Graphic.
Very well. That's what we end the news review. Thank you, Richard Alaskai, Godfred Akoto Boati.
I'll let him account for the Aliyah.
Someone is asking. Someone has filed an application to join.
City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 05500 32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva. Oh, jump on now.
Go. Ah, Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's I on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's I on your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I did for you. If I believe I did your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I did your side, fidelity.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's time for the City Business News. The lady in blue, right here, with all you need to know. Nashika says a good morning to you. City Business News is brought to you by MTN, Girl, and EcoBank. Everyday people face different emergencies: police, fire, medical emergencies, you name it. Many Ghanaians don't know the emergency numbers. Well, here's one you don't want to forget. Star 770 hash. Yes, star 770 hash is the new EcoBank money emergency number. With this, you get instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime, data purchases, and so much more. Even without data, star 770 does this magic. So there is no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial star 770 hash now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Nashika Caesar is here with the Citi Business News.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Good morning, Na.
Good morning, Caleb. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Coming up, producer price inflation records a 3.3% drop in point, slowing to 24.4% in March 2025. Also coming up, Parliamentary Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism to introduce tax reliefs aimed at boosting private sector growth, and later market analysts call for clearer implementation strategy to guide government's 1 million coders program. We settle for the details of our stories now. Ghana's producer price inflation for March 2025 slowed to 24.4%, down from 27.6% recorded in February 2025, a decline of 3.2 percentage points. The month-on-month change between February and March stood at 0.6%. My colleague Daniel Odro-Mensah has more in the following report.
Data from the Ghana Statistical Service indicates that the mining and quarrying sector recorded the highest producer inflation rate of 35.4%, though it dropped from 43.7% in February. Manufacturing followed with 22.8%, up from 20.8%. In contrast, the information and communication sector posted the lowest inflation rate at 4.1% in March, slightly lower than 4.2% in February. The construction sector's inflation rate declined to 15.4% in March, down from 15.8% in February. Meanwhile, the accommodation and food services sector registered 7.2% compared to 7.8% the previous month.
That was a business desk report by Daniel Ojo-Mensah. Meanwhile, the Association of Ghana Industries AGI has expressed concerns over recent adjustments in utility tariffs, stating that a reduction of these tariffs would help amplify the positive impact of the decline in producer price inflation.
Our view is that if government prioritizes local industrialization, they should create a special arrangement where the price we pay on electricity is significantly reduced so that we can be competitive and we can produce with a far cheaper resource. Otherwise, the gains we are making on inflation may be short-lived if we've not considered the price of utility, because invariably at the end of the day, all of these prices will work together, and so overall the effect will be on which one is higher, is more dominant. So if the price of utility is just gone up, the chances are that we may witness in the coming days an increase in inflation as well.
That was the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Association of Ghana Industries, Chonam Akpelu. Away from that, the Parliamentary Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism has announced plans to champion greater support for the private sector, including the introduction of tax reliefs aimed at enabling businesses to expand their operations and create job opportunities for the youth. During a working visit to Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, Chairman of the committee, Alexander Roosevelt, reaffirmed the government's commitment to tackling unemployment in the country.
We always support industries that abide by our laws. We always support industries that contribute meaningfully to our GDP. And we always respect industries that make sure that a lot of our people are engaged. And whatever we will do to support in the form of tax reliefs and others, we will be ready to champion your cause on the floor of Parliament.
The managing director of Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, Yang expressed concern over the recent scrapping of tax exemptions, stating that the move is hindering the company's operations as a vehicle assembly firm.
Like before, Parliament has given Zonda the preferential policies, but now no more. So how do we assemble the vehicle without enjoying any policy? Like before, we enjoy the policy. When our material reach the harbor, we don't need to pay duty, the materials. But now we're paying everything. So it has greatly hindered our work. And we plead with the Parliament to pass the bill for us, the policy for us, to continue supporting Zonda.
Managing Director of Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, Yang speaking there. Now, market analysts in the digital space are calling for a clearer implementation strategy to guide the government's 1 million coders program. Although they welcome the initiative, which was launched on Wednesday to equip young Ghanaians with digital skills, they stress the need for a detailed rollout program. The program has already seen 90,000 registrations within 48 hours of its launch. However, speaking to Citi Business News, technology analyst Maximus Ametogo said a more structured implementation plan will be key to achieving the program's overall objectives.
The modalities, I think that we have to be clear on that. How are we going to train the people, the 1 million people? How are we going to do it? Is it quarterly? So that by the end of the 4 years, you have the 1 million. Because if now you have only 90,000 registered. That's less than 1%, right? It's less than, I think, it's around 10% is like 100,000. So if you have 90,000, that's an 8%. So
You heard technology analyst Maximus Ametogo speaking there. Now, close to 200 shops in parts of the Kumasi metropolis have been locked by a task force from the Ghana Revenue Authority as part of ongoing tax compliance measures. According to officers from the Ashanti Newtown Taxpayer Service Center, the affected shop owners defaulted on their tax obligations despite several notices and reminders urging them to settle their debts. There's more in this report.
Owners around the airport runabout area, Asafo and Amekum, were left stranded on Wednesday morning after discovering additional padlocks on their facilities along with GRA seals pasted on the entrances. The Ghana Revenue Authority has expressed concern over the reluctance of some individuals in the informal sector to pay taxes, citing low sales and other challenges as reasons given by defaulters. Some of the affected shop owners, however, claimed they were not informed about the operation. Chief Revenue Officer Unit Head at the Ashanti Newtown Taxpayer Service Center, Henry Prince John, insists that prior notice was given to the shop owners before the exercise was carried out.
We earlier served them invitation letters. There are some who have received invitation letters, they don't come. Others have been served notice of tax due, assessment, notice of assessment, and demand notices. So to go out to tell them today we are come to lock you, no military officer will tell you today I'm come to attack you. So we have to attack them unaware. But this week we've made announcements that they should come and file their return, but we did not inform them that we are coming to lock them. That one day, we did not. So this is revenue mobilization. We are embarking on revenue mobilization so that we can also meet our monthly targets.
You heard that the Chief Revenue Officer and Compliance Unit Head at the Ashanti Newtown Taxpayer Service Center, Henry Prince Jan, ending the report by our Ashanti Regional Correspondent, Hafiz Tijani. Now, government has officially launched a $1 million revolving fund aimed at supporting smallholder farmers in the country's northern regions. The fund, established in partnership with ARB Apex Bank, the initiative is backed by a $20 million grant from the Global Agriculture and Food Security Program, with additional support from the African Development Bank. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture lauded the Global Agriculture and Food Security Program for its substantial contribution to Ghana's agricultural sector, particularly in the Northern Savannah Ecological Zone. The ministry underscored the ongoing efforts in advancing sustainable agricultural development in the country. Now let's have a quick market check on the currency board across some forex bureaus. The dollar is going for 16 cedis, 10 pesos, while the British pound is going for 20 cedis, 40 pesos, and the euro going for 17 cedis, 30 pesos. Remember that these are the rates being offered by the forex bureaus to the public. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
It's 12:57 and Polytank is here. Polytank says, this Ghana, no, you only get deceived if you're not sure of what you're buying or you don't really know the market. Because when it comes to water storage tanks, the name we all know is Polytank. It's been with us for over 30 years and has been trusted by all these generations. So make no mistake, always choose Polytank for guaranteed quality. It's available at the same price across the country at Polytank partner stores. Be it Rumble, Hippo, Sumo or Super Sumo, durability is always assured. Polytank is the original, always the best. Papano Ankasa Ankasa. The caution is that Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. And Lesheho Don't Come campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace. Life comes with financial challenges, but with Lesheho, you don't have to face them alone. From now until April 30, 2025, we've reduced our interest rates just for you, whether it's education, rent, unexpected expenses. We've got the right loan to meet your needs. Simply WhatsApp or call Nana on 0270 040799 or 0270 040 733 0270 040 733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T's and C's apply. Let's share. Let's improve life. Now there are some classy celebrations that call for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed from natural gas using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Now, Shell Pure Plus technology prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance. Time for kickoff. Edwin Kwaukovi is here.
Martinelli's making a storming run. Frank Garcia can't catch him. Martinelli! They deserve it. Gabriel Martinelli ensures that Arsenal will win not only the first leg of the quarter-final, but the second leg too. Real Madrid 1, Arsenal 2 on the night, 5-1. 5-1 on aggregate.
It was a huge night in the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal dumped out holders Real Madrid as a 2-1 win in Spain completed a 5-1 aggregate victory for Mikel Arteta's side and set up a Champions League semi-final against Paris Saint-Germain. We will reflect on what happened last night, plus build up to the Europa League and some updates from the Ghana Premier League. Kickoff is proudly sponsored by Zonda GH, Shell Go Well, Polytank Ghana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. So, of course, we start at the Emirates, and Bukayo Saka scored a goal and missed a penalty as Arsenal held off Real Madrid to reach the Champions League semi-finals in an incident-packed match at the Bernabeu. Arsenal had a 3-0 aggregate lead to defend after their superb victory in the first leg last week, and they were given the chance to silence the noisy home support when they were awarded a 13th minute penalty. It is just the third time Arsenal have reached the semi-final stage of the Champions League, and they will face Paris Saint-Germain in the last 4. Let's get some reactions and hear from Arsenal's Declan Rice and Lewis Miles Kelly.
Go on, you've got the Player of the Match trophy in your hands.
Yeah, back to back.
Look, I think it's just such a special night for this club. It's a historic night for this club. We have an objective in this competition. We want to play the best teams and we want to win this competition. And there was a lot of talk coming here about them coming back because they've done it so many times before, but we had so much belief and confidence from that first leg that we had enough to come here and win the game, and not just win the game. We knew we was going to suffer, but we knew we was going to win. And yeah, we had it in our mind, and then we done it in real life. So yeah, what a night for the club.
Miles, come in here. I mean, what a season you've had, period. But how was your first experience of the Bernabeu?
It was incredible. Honestly, when you see it on TV, it's a lot different to when you come live. So when I first walked out, it's a lot, you know, but just got to take in a moment and have fun, you know.
That was Arsenal's Luis Miles Kelly. Earlier you heard Declan Rice on the part of Real Madrid. Let's hear from their head coach Carlo Ancelotti after the loss.
I think we have to be honest, they played better in the two games. They were to win. We tried at the beginning to put more pressure. They were really well organized defensively. We had difficulty to find space and to create opportunities. We have to accept this because this is the other part of the medal, the sad part, but this is football. This is the sport.
When you look at the two matches, do you feel there were things you could have done, should have done different?
I don't know. We could. Above all, the first game, I think when you lose 3-0, it's difficult to change the dynamic of the game. Above all, if we are used to have in our stadium the supporters with us, but it was really difficult. It was necessary a key moment that could be a penalty, but the key moment didn't come, and they had a good control of the game.
That was Real boss Carlo Ancelotti. In Italy, Inter Milan booked their place in the Champions League semi-finals with a thrilling draw with Bayern Munich at the San Siro Stadium. The Italian champions led 2-1 from the first leg, but the advantage was wiped out by Harry Kane's crisp low strike early in the second half. The match ended 2-2. Yes, Inter Milan's Marcus Thuram.
Well, I think Bayern had a very aggressive style of playing. I think they were pressuring us men against men the whole pitch. So I think we're struggling a bit to develop our game. And yeah, I think we conceded more than often. It is true.
Marcus, can I ask you not just about tonight, but last week as well? I thought your partnership with Martinez, and especially on the first goal, was absolutely fantastic. And we don't see two strikers too often now at the top level of European football. Tell me about the partnership.
Well, it's very, very nice to play alongside him. He's a great striker. We complete each other very well. And it's true that when games are tough like this, we need to play together and we need to play in symbiosis together, and that's what we're trying to do.
That was Inter Milan forward Marcus Thuram. On the part of Bayern Munich, let's hear from goal scorer Harry Kane speaking after the loss.
Super intense game. Why couldn't you turn it around in the end?
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. I think obviously hard now, just coming off the pitch after giving everything to win the game. I think over the two legs, we had enough opportunities in their box to score more goals, and also tonight to concede two set pieces was criminal. The way we played, a high risk, the man for man, and then to concede two set pieces is hard to take. So yeah, I mean, over the two legs, Inter took more moments than we did. We come awfully close even towards the end there. We was pushing. But yeah, these big games are about moments, and they took more than us.
That was Bayern Munich and England forward Harry Kane. Later tonight in the Europa League, Athletic Bilbao take on Rangers, Frankfurt take on Spurs, Lazio take on Bodo Glimt, Manchester United host Lyon, and United boss Ruben Amorim has confirmed that forward Joshua Zexi will miss the remainder of the season due to a hamstring injury. In the Conference League, Chelsea take on Legia Warsaw at Stamford Bridge, leading 3-0 from the first leg. In the Premier League last night, Newcastle scored 4 times in the first half at the Hammered Crystal Palace 5-0 to move third and claim a 5th successive Premier League victory. Let's move back to Ghana, where the country will make history as the third nation in Africa after South Africa and Tanzania to host the CAF African Football Schools Championship. The tournament takes place from April the 23rd to the 26th at the University of Ghana Stadium. Let's hear from my colleague Bernard Abeku-Otre, who has more on the tournament.
In just a few days, the city of Accra will take center stage as the Confederations of African Football officially host the CAF African Schools Football Championship Ghana 2025. Set from the 23rd to the 26th of April, the 4-day youth tournament Fiesta will bring together 8 nations in both the boys and girls under 15 category, all vying for the continental glory in what promises to be a thrilling showdown of young African talent. Sarah Mukuna, Director of CAF's 54 member associations and Program Director of the African Schools Football Championship, said CAF chose Ghana as host due to the Ghana Football Association's president's strong focus on youth football development.
Ghana have made us dream with the Black Stars, haven't you?
Yeah, true.
So for me, it was clear Accra, but also, and I have to mention it, the president of the GFA truly believes in youth football, and I think all the activities that he has been rolling out throughout his mandate is really focusing on the youth, and I think this needs to be supported by bringing the biggest competition to the country.
Communications Director of the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asantichum, stated that the initiative will enable CAF to leverage the tournament to positively impact communities.
This is something that CAF has seen the need to also, leverage on the African Schools Football Championship to benefit communities. Okay. So for this particular competition, for the sake of the tournament, the social impact program that is part of the tournament will be held at the Kujua Samoa Academy at East Legon of the Tamamoto Way. Black Stars Plan. Absolutely, that's where we will hold the event on the 25th, which is Friday coming week. Mm-hmm.
That was a report put together by my colleague Bernard Abeku-Otre. And finally, in the GPL, some matches from the outstanding match week 22. Heart of Oak's listless form continued when they succumbed to a 2-0 loss to Aduana FC. Kotoko also lost to Accra Lions by 3-0 at the Accra Sports Stadium. BBN Gold Stars obviously moved to the top of the Ghana Premier League after a 2-0 win away at Bechim. There was a late comeback at the Wenchi Stadium as Young Apostles came from a goal down to beat Rekum Chelsea. The home side scored 2 goals in added time to turn the game around against Chelsea as they bounced back to winning ways with a 2-1 victory. And that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Zonda GH, Politan Ghana, Shell Go Well, and Let's Share Ho. Let's improve life. The City Breakfast Show with Caleb Kuda continues.
Let's go. Let's go.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama.
Even when you're stuck with nothing,
come to let's share go.
No matter your situation,
come to let's share go.
Let's share go, we improve your life.
Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama.
Let's share go, we improve your life. Polytech is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytech, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytech, we did Polytech. Papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no Alcasa. Polytech, the
always the best.
There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra SP 020, made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Hey, dear Niham Sa. And stay soft concentrate fabric softener. I was such it move. Just send it this way. You hear my tina watch. New Yan it's now watch. No, be a baby some some demon in us. Say, dear Niham say. For quiet, yes, in Biaro Association Ontario. Use stay soft and New Yan it's now watch. Nani boss to tap from cry. A fabric softener. A year near says, choose to stay soft. No, no, so say, no. FDIG a dreading crowd to yatu.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 6 pieces hot cross buns, only 11 cedis, 49 pesos, and 24-gram break 3-finger chocolate, just 7 cedis, 99 pesos each. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 20th April 2025. Only at ShopRite.
See, your rich auntie gets more from Absa. Your childhood friend gets more from Absa. Your favorite uncle gets more from Absa. Your roommates cry gets more from Absa. Digital solutions get more from Absa. Rewards we bring get more from Absa. 5-star treatment get more from Absa. Preferential rate get more from Absa. Easy banking and no ane Absa. Instant loans and no ane Absa. Bank papa party and no ane Absa. Integrate account and get more from Absa. Yes! Join thousands of Absa customers enjoying priority treatment, preferential rates, amazing rewards, and seamless digital solutions to help you write the next big chapter of your story. Sign up for an Absa account today and get more. Your story matters. Absa.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Mr. J, baby. This one is for my true lovers in the ghettos. And I say order of a uno mundia. Go tinko. Get so low. Get so low. Get so low. This not you. Get so low. Get so low.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
My baby girl say she's solely living the life for me. She can do without me. I'm her source of energy. She says I'm the only one, bright in the morning like the sun. No matter the situation, she would trade me for any man. Sometimes her love them make me wonder. Oh my God, the things she do them make me ponder. Into the background and shower nothing. I seem to act again and again. And yet the answer swatting. Between the extra marking. The bonny to
yashana bufuo yakini sutuo sedi obesuro na kuma prim o dini trim o hi modonti osidi otimano team we like Siamese twins dangerously inseparable now call it Gary and beans deliciously palatable my heavily made bride.
7:32 City Breakfast Show. Thanking Caleb Kuda and the team for holding the fort. Today is the 17th of April. A few birthday greetings coming through. Happy 80th to my dad, Mr. PK Boji from Doji Boji. Mr. PK Boji for many years worked at the University of Ghana in the finance office, served diligently and an exemplary fashion. And Doji is the main man now. So this is coming from all your children, your daughters, Sesinam, Pearl, Sefako, Sewinam, Senam, Seliklim, and of course Doji.
Family obsessed.
Sally, he's the only boy. Many girls. So happy birthday to Mr. PK Boji, formerly of the University of Ghana. And to Mrs. Emilia Dixon Gau, AGDDNS of Tema Community 1 Ghana Health Service. May the good Lord give you long life, preserve you and protect you. More blessings from Edem Kwashi Gau alias Major. And to Mrs. Estelle Faye Asamani of the Civil Aviation Port Health. May God grant you long life and prosperity. For more insight from your brother Edem Kwashi Gau alias Major. A couple more coming in. Happy birthday to Judah Tumi at Patu Planche. 2 hyphens. So Judah Tumi, the power of praise. You know, Judah means praise. Tumi means power. Judah Tumi at Patu Planche. You're 5 years old today. Interestingly, your brother Jordan Adom. Charlie, that's the overflow of grace. Jordan Adom, you are 3 tomorrow.
The blessings of the River Jordan.
What are the chances? So the boy is April 17, his younger brother is April 18. So Jordan Adom and Judah Tumi, happy birthday to both of you, coming in from dad, from mom, and from your uncles and aunties. Good morning, Bernard. There are still very kind people out there.
Okay.
I'm a lady and I was around UPSA on Thursday night when my car overheated. Kweku opens a gate going home but stops to assist me. He allows me to park in the company's car repair yard against company policy. Unknown to me, he appealed to his boss, Kofi Seto, and they do a diagnostic check and repaired my car for free.
Wow.
On my way home in a taxi that night, on getting to my destination, I left a bag in the car, obviously because of the stress. The driver, called Promise Ashibe, couldn't reach me and actually came back to my house several times looking for me to return my bag.
Promise Ashibe.
Please and please, can you kindly appreciate these great Samaritans for me?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
You know, your instinct when you're driving and somebody else overeating is that let me mind my business and go home. But that's not good. And I think what Kweku did in helping a woman in distress, allowing her to park in the company's car yard, checking the overheating, and making sure the car is repaired for free is very exemplary. That is a model citizen. And then, of course, the taxi driver, Promise Ashibe. Sounds like he's from your hometown.
Yeah, most likely.
Promise. You know, I'm sure if you were in school, they will call him Ashibe Promise.
A pro? No, they will call him a pro. Yes.
For some strange reason, the Volta region, when they mention your name, they mention your surname first.
Is it not in many of these or primary?
It's a very Volta thing. So they'll say Ashibe Promise.
Wow.
The teachers prefer to call you by your surname first. Yes.
I see.
Avle Bernard. They won't call you Bernard Avle. So they'll say Kuda Caleb. That's your name. No, it's true. Most of the teachers they say your name is your father's name.
And in fact, in some official circles, documentation, they first require your
name.
Yeah.
So I should be promised.
Oh, may God bless them. You
Yeah.
see, I mean, these are some of the reasons why other people feel at home in many parts of our country. Foreigners sometimes come and talk about this. You see their videos talking about how it is to get assistance easily in Ghana. Of course, there are also bad ones
Miscreants.
there. Those who pretend that something is wrong with their vehicle only to take advantage of it.
Charlie.
But you see, this is how we should live. Because remember the day that my car got, that problem around Gimpa. Charlie, I just did a beeline. Because that was a very dangerous area.
There was nobody to help you.
Yeah, that's right. So I think this is truly commendable.
So you jogged from Gimpa to that station?
Charlie, because somebody can hold my trouser for there. It will not be funny.
No, but this is commendable because, someone has had a crash and people actually stole his laptop, his money, his wallet, his ID cards, everything.
When somebody's in distress, people take advantage.
It's unfortunate.
It's good to hear of a good Samaritan helping a woman in distress and another returning a bag. I feel for the bag, that is the right thing to do. So I think we should differentiate the two. The taxi driver returning the bag is good, but that is the minimum requirement of a normal citizen.
Right now, it's rare.
But still.
Yeah.
But the taxi, the overheating one, he went out of his way.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been wrong to just drive off and go home.
True.
So I think Kweku needs a lot of commendation. Because when your car overheats in the middle of the road, and the UPSA area is very dangerous.
It's dark.
In fact, I remember I went to give a talk at UPSA at that place for a few years ago, and one of the security men said to me that I should talk about the street lights because in the night people's bags are snatched and people are actually knifed at the UPSA area because there are a lot of students and there are a lot of hostels. And he said to me that I should make. It was a security guy. He said there are lots of, and it's fast from the UPSA junction all the way to IPS school itself, and then the one that takes you to Legon and Atomic Junction. That whole enclave is a very dangerous place.
The same problem with the Legon stretch opening into Atomic Junction.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know the TFO cells area.
That's what I'm talking
when
about.
you're actually coming from Legon, going out.
Yeah.
There's a problem there too with security.
Yes, there is.
And then the city campus here.
Oh, they have got their things there too.
Oh yeah, from the campus at night when they've closed from their school lectures or they went for prep or whatever they do, and they're coming out of that place into Adabraka.
Yeah.
People attack them. There are those who sit on motorbikes.
So basically, where students' hostels and campuses have become a hotspot for criminals.
Exactly.
All right, let's do a few more requests quickly.
Yes.
Good morning.
I want to
Today
share
is
something with you.
Okay, today is a birthday of your star boy Makafui JJ Amagu of SOS Hema Minor School.
Man.
He's 11 years old today.
Man.
This is from Mommy and Daddy. We say we love you, Makafui. Live and be blessed. Happy birthday to Jijo Gale, Mrs. Haliga. This is coming in from Fatima. To you, Jijo Gale.
Right, so good morning, Bernard. Please help me celebrate my wife, Benis Fiagbolo. Tomorrow is her birthday, and this is from me, Isaac Fiagbolo, Sayram and Jibodi, celebrating Benis Fiagbolo. Now, all the staff at Good Coast Roasters want to wish Teddy Botry a very happy birthday. Dedicated head of logistics, we wish you all of God's blessings. And Bernard, is the 20th, in fact, tomorrow will be the 20th anniversary of Honorable Victor Lawrence Kwashi Selome. I'm sure the name rings a bell. So the family is celebrating his memory. It's been 20 years. Tomorrow will be 20 years exactly. And they are commemorating his passing and celebrating his life as well. This one says, good morning. Kindly wish my nephew Derek Romeo Doji Victor Kwao, a staff of Global Media Alliance, a blessed birthday. May he age in grace and wisdom. This is coming from Auntie Bellona.
And this one says, kindly wish my sweet wife Linda Emefa Atiana of Petroleum Commission a glorious birthday. May God bless her and grant her all her wishes, and please tell her that I love her always. Thank you so much. It's coming in from Franklin, most likely your husband. Yes, your husband. Yes.
Okay.
7:42 City Breakfast Show, the day before the Easter break. And let's talk a bit about a few quick announcements.
Yes, are you ready to drive innovation and take the next step in your career? Apply for Ashesi University's master's program, which combine world-class education with African relevance. Regardless of your career aspirations, an Ashesi master's program equips you with the skills, ethics, and network to lead boldly. Applications are open for our 2025 cohorts. Learn more at ashesi.edu.gh. And when you're looking for a delicious snack for both kids and adults, try Bell Moo flavored milk. Bell Moo comes in chocolate and sweet strawberry flavors. It's perfect for any time of the day, whether for your lunch boxes, after school snacks, or quick pick-me-ups. We've got you covered. For bulk distribution, please call us on 0544 335 900 or 0544 335 800. Bell Moo is maliciously delicious, another quality product from Bell Aqua. Now, don't just watch, feel every moment of passion like a true football fan like Godfrey. You know, from conducting every pass, analyzing every play, and celebrating every goal like it's your own. And that's passion felt, lived, and shared. That's priceless. Look out for the MasterCard booth at the Accra Mall Decathlon store on weekends starting 28th March to 30th April for a chance to win branded MasterCard memorabilia and engage with your favorite stars. It promises to be truly priceless. MasterCard, proud supporter of non-stop funds. Create unforgettable memories. Transform your living room and bedroom into a sanctuary with our stunning selection of sofas, couches, dressers, dining sets, center tables, and a wide range of beds and mattresses and other home soft furnishings. This season, shop and save up to 30% discount and discover the perfect blend of style, comfort, and affordability at Ashfom's exclusive furniture promotion. Call us 0243 200 729, 0244 642 481 or 0559 027 907. Visit any of our showrooms in all the big malls and depots: Medina, Taxi Rank, Agbogba, Vineyard, Tema, Casino, and all Ashfom shops are across the country. Free delivery to your doorstep is also available. Just be mindful of internet first. As terms and conditions apply. Be an Ashfomer now. Ashfom, feel it, know it. Godfrey.
And let me just send birthday wishes to Judith Ama of Iyoko. Have a fantastic day. But there's something I wanted to read to you guys. So I was on Twitter yesterday and something caught my attention.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with all of what I read of that person's experience, but there was a line in there that I feel captured a lot of how I feel about a lot of things in Accra. Okay, and I wanted to share it with you, Bernard and Sky and Caleb, and also perhaps our listeners. So there's somebody, I think, there's somebody who shared his or her thoughts on a visit to Accra during the holidays.
The Christmas break.
Christmas break. So it says, okay, this might be tone deaf, but I'm willing to risk it. My parents are from West Africa, not Ghana, but I was born and raised in Europe. I'm now in Ghana for the first time, visiting with a friend who's from Accra. Before the trip, she kept telling me how excited she was for me to experience the beauty of Accra, how I'd connect with the people, eat at amazing places, and be surrounded by welcoming, friendly vibes.
Okay.
Now that I'm here, I'm not sure I fully understand. She sometimes describes people as lazy or slow, that is service, seeing people on the street, etc. But what I'm seeing feels like people are tired, exhausted, maybe even depressed. We've mostly been eating at high-end restaurants where prices aren't that far off from what I'd pay in Europe. If I lived here and earned a local wage, I don't think I would feel very motivated either, to be honest. And it feels like there's nowhere to just be without spending money, which automatically excludes many people. We've been going from shop to shop, restaurant to restaurant, and the whole day ends up structured around consumption. Yesterday, I visited some shops my friend recommended. A few were on unpaved roads with locked doors you had to be buzzed into, offering very high-end items. I'm not saying luxury shouldn't exist here, but my brain is struggling to reconcile that level of wealth with the visible lack of infrastructure. On one hand, there's what feels like structural neglect, like missing sidewalks, potholes, and on the other, there's this curated world for the lucky few who were born into wealth or have access to foreign currency.
Correct.
And then there is this dirty December where people fly in from the UK, US, etc., and go all out here. I just don't understand how the logistics of that work. What infrastructure supports that lifestyle? Is it not just hyper-capitalism and a kind of exploitation? Or I'm completely missing the point because I'm not from here and I've only been around for a week. That's what the person is asking. But the point that really...
You are 100% spot on. Whoever wrote this is not wrong.
It's not Dilulu.
She or he, his first impressions, I 99% agree.
You know, but
read it again. Read it
okay.
again.
Says,
I like it. Read it again.
Okay, this might be tone deaf, but I am willing to risk it. My parents are from West Africa, not Ghana, but I was born and raised in Europe.
Okay.
I'm now in Ghana for the first time, visiting with a friend who's from Accra.
Okay.
Before the trip, she kept telling me how excited she was for me to experience the beauty of Accra, how I'd connect with the people, eat at amazing places, and be surrounded by welcoming, friendly vibes. Now that I'm here, I'm not sure I fully understand.
Oh, be lie.
She sometimes...
Oh, be lie.
She sometimes describes people as lazy or slow. That is servers, seeing people on the streets, etc. But what I'm seeing feels more like people are tired, exhausted, maybe even depressed. We've mostly been eating at high-end restaurants where prices aren't that far from what I'd pay in Europe. If I lived here and earned a local wage, I don't think I'd feel very motivated either, to be honest.
At all.
And it feels like there's nowhere to just be.
It's true.
Without spending money, which automatically excludes many people.
That's correct.
We've been going from shop to shop, restaurant to restaurant, and the whole day ends up structured around consumption. Yesterday, I visited some shops my friend recommended. A few were on unpaved roads with locked doors you had to be buzzed into, offering very high-end items.
It's true.
I'm not saying luxury shouldn't exist here, but my brain is struggling to reconcile that level of wealth with the visible lack of infrastructure.
Oh.
On one hand, there's what feels like structural neglect, like missing sidewalks, potholes, and on the other, there's this curated world for the lucky few who are born into wealth or have access to foreign currency. And then there's dirty December where people fly in from the UK, US, etc. and go all out here. I just don't understand how the logistics of that work. What infrastructure supports that lifestyle? Is it not just hyper-capitalism and a kind of exploitation? Or I am completely missing the point because I'm not from here and I've only been around for a week. Now, the parts that caught my attention, for me, and I wanted to, that's why I was reading this, was the point about it feels like there's nowhere to just be.
Yep.
Without spending money.
Without spending.
So that's what caught your attention.
Yes.
I what caught my attention.
Everything.
So I'll let you discuss that. Okay. What caught my attention was the whole thing structured around consumption.
Yeah.
And the fact that I don't see the infrastructure that supports that lifestyle. I would like to comment on that. And it sort of feeds off from what you said about there's nowhere to just be if you can't spend any money. All right. It caught my attention. And then the other thing about most people, he thinks they are depressed. I feel like the system has beaten people. The political system, the economic system has beaten a lot of people. So they are going through the motions. And that some of that translated into the election result. Some of that. There's a certain tiredness, fatigue with government, fatigue with leadership, fatigue with duty bearers, and even with media sometimes. So this person is very observant, and I think the person's ability to capture what they saw and describe it, I think is fantastic. The issue about hyper-capitalism, if people earn local wages and you see the way they live, I think it's a fantastic write-up. What would have been better though was if they sort of went to different parts of the country to then compare.
Yeah,
this
but
is
the
very
person was
Accra.
coming.
This is very Accra.
Yeah, and I think it's fair because the person had been told she was coming to Accra. He was
correct.
And for me, like I was saying, the part that caught my attention was, there's nowhere to just be without spending money.
Go to.
You remember there was a period where the malls were just full because it was a place
to be. Especially during vacations.
You don't have anything. You don't have anywhere to go.
They have nowhere to go.
And everywhere either you have to buy food. You can't. I'm sure on your regular you would prefer to just take a walk in the evening and find somewhere to just sit
and relax
and read a book.
You'd have to pay.
But where? The other time we're discussing the children's park, for instance. Do you pay to access the children's park?
But there's nothing there.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, but there's nothing.
So all the places that now provide
soccer,
this
have been highly privatized.
They are very
fenced
and very commercialized. We used to have the Kimbu Park. It used to be the last. It was like the last free access. Kimbu Gardens.
Now AMA Gardens.
Can I enter for free?
You probably could.
Is it functional?
At least when you came there for the food festival, you could see.
That was the one in the corner.
Yes.
Or the one in front.
The place where you sit to eat the fried.
Where the greens are.
That's the Kimbu Garden.
That's the Kimbu Gardens. Yeah. Hey, Charlie. So it caught my attention because, for somebody who loves traveling, when you move around, sometimes you just want to. There was a time where I was visiting somewhere, and I was like, my mind was all over the place. I couldn't focus and everything. So I just took a long walk through a park somewhere.
In that country.
And
everything clear.
And by the time I was done, I was like, okay, fine, I can walk back. But like you're always telling me, and I'm also complaining, if I decide to move from my house, I get to the junction, there's a sex worker standing there calling me. I take a turn to my right. They are selling cars. I go down the road. They are opening the pub. I move down.
Somebody's blasting casting demons at 11 a.m.
Yes, and fighting me over it. You see, when we're having this conversation, for instance, about moving people in the city, even the whole Kumasi conversation, and Sky spoke about dignity, he quoted the Constitution. Something happened, and I said, what about my dignity?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're always talking about the dignity of the people who do these things.
Mm-hmm.
But don't I also deserve some dignity?
Correct.
So when will my dignity matter? I can't drive around and say I want to walk from, say, Beach Road to Agbobulosi freely, and I'm just saying and enjoy myself, but I'm supposed to feel sad about the dignity of the persons who have messed up that place, but I can't just be.
Robert,
you understand?
You are so spot on.
What about us?
This is what I want to say. This condition the woman or man describes, which you have sort of harped onto the issue of places to be, I think it's a very sad commentary on our reality on two levels. The economic system and the political system we are running have conspired to create two societies.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's the society that probably 1 or 2% of Ghanaians live in, maybe 5%, the hyper wealthy, who, because they can afford it, will either come in at Christmas, do dirty December, go to some of our places, and then go back to their country they live in. And a few here who earn a lot of money. Most of the ordinary citizens don't enjoy that Ghana because they don't have the money to afford it.
Yeah.
And we've gotten here for two reasons. We have, and sorry if I'm going here, we have followed a neoliberal economic system which has essentially worshipped the market as the solution to everything. So let me give you an example. Children's Park is not working. I'm very sure that in our politicians' mind,
it doesn't matter.
The easiest way to solve Children's Park is privatize it. Give it to some private developer.
Yeah.
You can build some real estate,
yeah,
and then do a park in the middle,
yeah,
so that the people who have houses in the real estate area, they can play on that park
and their
alone.
children.
And some of this resort to market is even done by state institutions. So sometimes SNIT, they will build high-end apartments somewhere, or they'll contribute to the building where there's a small grass, there's a swimming pool, highly gated. So if you go to Chado, that's what you're seeing. These estates. So because the political leadership, their objective is not to intervene in the market to give everybody a fair chance. Their objective is to exploit being in office to get what they can through the market.
Yeah.
So long as I sort out my opponent, so we will sell Children's Park as an example, put up high-end apartments there. Our children will get to swim. We will put up a shopping mall. They will buy food from wherever they want to buy. They will play football on the artificial grass. They will go to a very private school. They are okay. The rest of the people can go to hell. Whereas in civilized countries, the state is set up to say, no, this park must be developed so that everybody else can benefit. But our answer is that, oh, let the private developer do it. If he wants to do a park, fine. If he doesn't want to do a park, so you can drive to the hill, Ebri. There are parks there that people go to, but you have to pay. Themed parks. The one that the state owns, Ebri Gardens, you can leave it to do anything it wants. So what is happening is that the political elite who manage the state, instead of using their access to power to intervene to bridge the gap and to create public spaces, and the word space I use is both in the literal physical sense and also in the figurative sense. They rather capture the space. So I'll give you a very interesting analogy. So for even media, they will take the space, they will own the media, and they will parade their people on the radio every day to speak what they want to speak. So they occupy the airspace and they occupy the physical space. So what happens is that the market is not the answer to inequality. The market is not the answer to ineffective allocation. The market must be guided. So you go to New York. New York have more high-rise buildings than Ghana.
Places.
Yet they have a bigger park than the whole of University of Ghana in the center of the city. Because even though the politicians there also like money, over the 200 years of existence, they realized that if we leave everything to just partisan politicians, they will destroy us. So there's an intervening middle that enforces spatial planning, that makes sure that you will go to Central Park and sit there and read a book, even though Donald Trump has a $2 million skyscraper next door. He will not be the only person who determines what New York becomes. So the city authorities and the government allocate resources to balance the power of the market. Here, when you vote somebody into power, the first thing he wants to do is, how can I make money from this? And how can I sort out people so that we will share at the top? So there's nobody caters for the middle. So what this person is seeing is, on the surface, another example, the value of real estate in this country, in terms of Cantonment, Laboni, Adabraka, is in the millions of dollars. Yet, the state is not able to even get 10% of that in property rate. Why? Because the people who own the property are the same people who come up with the law to tax it. They won't do it. Yet, people don't have houses to live in. The state has an alleged rent control act. But do you understand what I'm saying? So, and you see that sometimes somebody can speak about the state of a country without necessarily using economic jargon. This is what the person has done. So the ordinary Uber driver, the ordinary taxi driver is working their socks off. But there's no way they are going to reach, which is why it also leads to dishonesty. Because now people say, Charlie, me, I've worked for 10 years, so I'm not getting anything. I'm not justifying crime. But they begin to steal. They begin to cut corners. They begin to do different things because there's no way they can rise to the top living an upright life. You know, I interviewed the former VC of KNUST. When I finished, I told my people that, you see, they don't make people like this again. Professor Adakwa, is that his name? In his book, he writes about, he justifies, he says, he told you how he buys his first car. He does a project as a lecturer. He gets a contract to do a research for some international institution. He sleeps 3 or 4 hours a night for like a month to get extra money to buy his first second-hand car. He tells you how he builds his first house. He's a Presbyterian from Ebri. I have another friend who's also from the mountains. He says the first time he managed to take a car loan to buy a 4-wheel drive, when he was going to see his dad at the mountains, he wasn't comfortable driving the car to the house. Because his father will ask him, "Enti we unyani free? Enti juma na uya no ahi na utu ahe na uninya akai." So you get my point. That type of mindset of earn a hard living, work 40 years at the university professor, build a house at Adenta, take your kids to school, have a good name, is no longer there. Why? Partly because of also, and I'm very controversial, the message of the new message today, even of Christianity, it's not like that. The message is like Sky got into politics, he has 3 houses. You will get there in Jesus' name. Amen. So when they close, I want to tap into Sky's grace. I'm tapping like a palm wine tapper into the grace that made Sky come from she to P. So they don't celebrate the fact that he's done 25 years of journalism, he's paid his kids' school fees, he has a good name in society. He can't necessarily afford all the luxuries of life, but he's a good man. No. That's left for the catechist of the 1980s in the Kropong. Those days are over. Now, he must rise through campus politics, insult a few people, get a post, and in three years, he has 4 houses. That's the new Ghanaian that the 1% aspires for. So the people at the bottom say, well, then let me also do what I have to do. So for me, it's political, economic, social, moral, all connected, right? So the Dirty December is a false Ghana. The high-rise buildings at Laboni is false. The real Ghana is not in those places. The real Ghana is in La Paz. You get it? So you can conveniently come to Ghana and avoid those places. And I'm saying that this is basically an unsustainable system. Because I've always told you, when the poor are pushed the one, they have nothing else to eat but the rich will not be safe. So because of that lack of governance that bridges the gap, you have an empty middle. There's no proper middle class in Ghana. There's the uber rich and then the rest of us. It's very, very dangerous. So this observation for me is a word to the wise. That if you are in government, your job is to build a society that people can earn an honest living. Go to how the Scandinavians do it. We tax the rich to support social services so that everybody can have a fair chance. If I send my child to a public school, I'll give you a last example. Yesterday I was on a panel. Somebody who had a certain condition says, even our so-called private schools didn't create a chance for this person to cope with her condition in the 90s. It was a Taito that the person went to that got that access. Taitos are not like that again. We have basically
ruined them. So
people are paying. Sky, sometimes when they mention the school fees people pay in this Accra,
it's outrageous.
And you ask yourself, the feeding amount for a basic school child in the public school is like 2 cedis or 3 cedis. Yet somebody is paying $3,000, $4,000, $8,000 a term in the same Accra. And the government looks on. All the government put their kids are in those schools. No government person will send their child to Kaneshi 3 or Kolegon 1. And this is where all the masses go. And yet we announce GDP. So I am saying that we have created a certain fake thing, and I call it the astroturf economy. I mean, it's a very serious thing. And we need to think deeply about how to make the system fairer for everybody. It's a very, very, very eloquent, cryptic.
Oh, yeah.
Fascinating.
And just before Susu comes in, like I grew up in Dansoman, where the beach was fairly not far away from us. I see a lot of, I'm mentioning this because I see a lot of, like, the beach is a place where a lot of people just go for solace, just to, feel closer, some silence, mentally.
Soccer.
And it didn't cost money. Which beach in Accra are you going to? Perhaps the ones in the Volta region, I think you can enter for free. You can still enter for free.
You can't even walk at Dansoman on a walk. There are very few places in Accra, unless you go to maybe East Airport and those kind of places where maybe
you can't walk.
They have pavement. Even the roads they build, from Ajingano, American House Junction to Ajingano, there's no pavement. The road is nice. People are speeding. Where are you going to walk? So we don't even build with the mindset that walking is part of what a civilized society should do. Once people have cars and they can speed, they are living their life. Go to East Legon. For me, it's a cocktail of false
So yeah,
it's terrible.
It caught my attention this morning.
Fantastic.
I just feel we need to get a lot more places where people can just be, and it mustn't be about we must buy something or we must spend money or something. I should be able to call Sky and say, Charlie, Sky, let's go for a walk and meet in the middle of town and sit, and we finish and we go back to our homes. And it would have cost us our fuel if we don't live close together. That's all I'm saying.
But the market will not do that for you if the local authority and our governance does not insist on public spaces. The market will build a high-end apartments because there's a lot of money laundering and washing of money from different places. So there will always, people have houses that for 3 years nobody has lived in, and they won't lower the rent because it's a store of value.
Yeah.
And a country that claims that its tax to GDP ratio is lower than Sub-Saharan Africa, but has not had a cogent plan for property tax, is not a serious country. Your tax GDP is 14%. You're always shouting that people don't pay enough tax. You have a house in Accra that is $1 million. Even places in the US, houses are more expensive in Accra than the US. And yet in the US, you will pay. Yet in Ghana, you won't tax them. Then you're going to be chasing Paul Amokola that they should pay Lampu or whatever you call it. You are not serious. You are not serious. Charlie, take social media trends. What's trending in the news?
Bernard, it's brought to us by Telecel and First Bank. If you're looking for the best value data and voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs, at Telecel, we understand everyone has their own preference. That's why we have the unbeatable Made For Me bundles made just for you. Made For Me bundles are affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for you. Simply dial *530# or download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to your special Made For Me bundle. Telecel is connecting energies, and if you're sending money to Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Kenya, Djibouti, Zambia and Zimbabwe, it's never been this easy, convenient and exciting. Through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems PAPS, you can send and receive money from any of these countries. All you need to do is to visit any First Bank Ghana branch nationwide with your cash, and your money is transferred in no time. To receive money, then you will need an account with us. Please call 0596 921 921. First Bank, you first.
So thanks for joining us. What are the trends?
Well, of course, it was a big day of Champions League football, So let's start with that. So, of course,
Super Arsenal.
Yes, so comeback and remontada are trending. I think it was more like, the comeback and remontada did not happen. Yeah, so they said 90 minutes at the Bernabeu is long, but it was clearly long for Real Madrid. So very unfortunate.
This is what you call ambirish. 5-1.
I think Bukayo Saka had a very interesting game where he missed a penalty, and everyone thought that he had kind of blown it, but he got his goal in the end.
And he did the goal the same way he tried to do the penalty. Chipped over the keeper.
Ancelotti is trending. The Real Madrid fans have sacked him preemptively. They said they are tired of him. They've had enough.
He hasn't done anything.
He has to go.
After all that is done.
They say
that's just Real Madrid for you.
They say he doesn't know what he's doing.
Ruthless, and they don't do emotion there.
Saliba is also trending. I think he had a good game apart from his one moment of madness. So very home and away is trending, I guess, because everyone thought that Real Madrid would be their favorites, but they lost home and away. Partey is trending, very good game.
Why did they let Rudiger get him that yellow card?
That's what Rudiger does.
Rudiger was doing away, and Partey wanted to show him that he's not. You get it. And
that's why Rudiger is also trending, because
Rudiger is
he gave a thuggish performance in my opinion. He misbehaved in my
lot.
opinion.
Yes,
they should look at the camera and give him a post-match red card.
He misbehaved a lot. So very, very interesting games. Inter and Bayern are also trending, not as much, but Inter, they got the result they needed and they qualified.
So who's going to win the Champions League?
Oh, that one there. If I knew, I'd be a millionaire. So I don't know, but I'll say that I'll say statistically, it has Arsenal and Inter as their favorites. Statistically, yeah. The Opta supercomputer is giving them.
I'm thinking of PSG versus Barca.
But that's why I said statistically. I was specific
based on their performance.
The computer is a model. It uses their past performances and results against other teams to kind of predict who is expected to win, and they are expected to go through in their respective matches.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
I think Barca, because last season they were a bit poor, it's not helped them in their statistical model. And PSG's European results have also been generally poor.
Yeah.
So I think in the statistical model, it
Arsenal's
doesn't
defense
favor
pretty
them.
good, actually.
Yeah, very good. Very
If they're
good.
able
So
to,
is Inter.
Very good, very good.
so they probably could get in.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So let me move on to other stuff. So speaking about what Godfred spoke about, the Reddit post, I think a lot of reactions were to that, and people were complaining about Accra. And it was interesting that when you read the comments and quotes of that tweet, a lot of other Africans were expressing the same sentiments. Because some people are saying this could be Lagos, this could be here, this could be that.
Yeah.
So it seems that it's a problem we are having a lot in
African
Africa in the way we are doing
Our
our
leaders don't think about us, so they think about other places.
And I liked her post because it reminded me of Paris syndrome. I don't know if you've heard of Paris syndrome. It's when people go to Paris, they're expecting something amazing and exciting, and they are very disappointed.
Yes.
So it's almost like she had Accra syndrome. So I think that was very interesting. So I'll go back to sports a little bit. So Kofi Adams is trending after his interview with our colleague Umari Sanda, and he said some interesting things. I'll say so
about the budget.
Yeah,
and the
very
fact that
very
he'll put it out
interesting.
later and all
Very
of
interesting comments. So
Yeah.
Kofi Adams is trending. I think people are not very happy with him. I think I saw
that. Are you supposed to be ever happy with anybody?
I would have been happy. I would have been happy. You see, I'll just talk about this a little bit. I think Kofi Adams has not started well because this budget thing is very simple. Release the budget. Why are you talking about the team and this kind of thing? Just release the budget. It's not any big thing. We want to see. That's what we want to
What
see.
do you want to
See and then what?
They want to, they
see.
want to look inside well. So that
No, you see and then
no,
what?
guy.
But it's my right as
They
a
want to look
citizen.
inside well.
Before they investigate.
It's my taxes.
To the lawyer said you see and then what?
They
It's my
want to
tax.
see inside well.
It's my taxes. I want to see what they are using my taxes
It's
for.
enshrined in the constitution.
There are times that public policy determines things happen after the fact of certain things happening.
I think he's looking at
Because
the
there will
controversy
be-
it will generate
yes, the
and its effect on the
disruptive
team.
nature
Because the sports journalists
The
they are
psychological impact it will have on the
merciless.
players.
Team Funway and I'm white.
But you see, I don't. But you see, we have our rights because they are not playing well. Yeah, and you see, that's why they are hiding their budget.
Well.
They want
too much.
I think we should measure.
No. There's no interest when it comes to public funds.
No, there is.
Oh no.
That is why, for instance, there are expenses that the presidency makes. They will not make available to you. The expenses involving national security, they will not make available to you.
Okay, yes.
There are times that public policy determines that, look, it is not in the interest of all of us
that's
for
fine.
you to know.
Sky,
But
that's
sports
fine. But this
so-
is but the Black
you see,
Stars
the
is not.
sports, this is the thing, the pros, sports depends on public confidence and public support.
That's true.
So you can't with one mouth say let the laugh return and then refuse to be accountable.
But they will insult these boys
No.
majority of the
No,
time for
I'm
that.
trying to balance it. If you say the Black Stars depends on public sentiment and public support,
Yes.
then you must be transparent in how you deal with them.
What you want is let them play football.
And
let the
But
results
in the name
come.
of that,
Well,
people
and
have-
if
people
at
have-
the end
people
of
have-
how much you
in
are
the name
spending
of
on
that,
them.
no, Basca, in the name of that, people have enriched
In the-
themselves.
yes.
They use our love
Yes.
for the Black Stars to become corrupt.
So we can
So
call-
people want. So there's a history to this. Don't forget 2014. People want to love the Black Stars, but be transparent with how you deal with them, and let them do well.
Bernard, we can call for accountability after the fact.
So that how
No. You see, Sky, I'll stop.
Bernard,
Sky, let me
Bernard,
stop
you
you
see,
right
there's
there.
no-
Sky, let me stop you.
There's
Sky,
no expiry
let
date.
me stop you
Crime
guys.
committed
You
in the
have
name of
looked-
public
So she be
accountability.
committed before.
But
No.
the record of
Bernard,
audit shows that.
Bernard, I want to
in
say
Ghana,
something as well
once the
about
horse
this.
leaves the stable, it's going to
I want to
So
say
that is
something
what we
about
should
it.
change.
You see, part of the reason we also don't see the budget is that right now our hockey team doesn't have funding to go to a tournament.
That's the thing.
So we want to see the budget to see that actually what is in that budget that is so important that we gave them the money
And
we
had
paid for
nothing
everything,
for the
and
hockey
we had
team.
nothing for the hockey
You
team.
can
I think it's where
you can insist on that budget, that funding being made available, while at the same time insisting that at the end of the day, when the
I have to see the budget
is over,
because
there should be accountability.
because if I see the because once I see the
I am with
budget,
you
I
on
can
this.
know that
I
okay
remember your
that
house
this
of
is
order.
justified.
No, he's within his right.
Yes, but it's out of order.
I'm with you on this. Let's go on.
The budget they will see it.
Yeah.
Yes, so Rolls Royce is also trending. So the proprietor of Xiaomi, the famous restaurant known for their acheke, has bought herself a Rolls Royce to celebrate her birthday.
God.
Yeah, that's what we like, eh?
Yeah, the food business is business. So we're talking about leaving your work to do food business. Have you seen someone who's driving a Rolls Royce? so leave the food.
Give me tech news.
Oh, there's just one more. The Chief Justice is trending. So I think there's a lot going on with the Chief Justice, with her, her proposed removal, let me put it that way, and the minorities press conference as well, and all the discussions about whether she should be removed, what the basis is, and that kind of stuff. And there was a poll from Global Info Analytics claiming that 52% of people polled support the removal of the Chief Justice. So it's looking like public opinion is not necessarily in a good place for the Chief Justice. So it will be very interesting to see.
The Chief Justice alone. Okay. Let's leave the Chief Justice alone. There are many people in public offices today, from the highest to the lowest in this country, who have no business occupying those offices. If all that we know about them are anything to go by. Yet these are the people sitting in judgment. Merely because somebody made a movement, traveled somewhere with the
that was taken social media.
I mean, what kind of... look, to remove a Chief Justice of the Republic, it should be a very, very serious matter.
Yeah.
That before you even contemplate it, it must be obvious to everyone.
Let me ask you,
there's a problem.
do you think the allegations being made public through media publications is right?
It's wrong. Because the Constitution tells us that keep it quiet.
Because even if they don't remove her, what they are doing is basically weakening her position,
yeah, to
which is not right. So
it's completely unacceptable.
The fact that media houses are even publishing and putting spins on, because some of the papers, the way they write the story, even if it's not true, the way they've written the story, I don't think it's fair. For somebody to occupy such a high position, we have to have a better approach to deal with it. So I think we need to be careful here. Sky, thank you. That was
just the tech news. So Spotify was down yesterday. So for people who use Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, it was down. When you tried to search for music and
for
things.
Some strange reason yesterday, I didn't go on Spotify, but I didn't know.
I saw a clickbait yesterday from what you call Daily Mail. And I said, let me ignore it. It says some big something was.
But is it back on?
Oh yeah, it's back. So Spotify was down for a bit, and it's very interesting.
One day you should poll which streaming services are most popular in Ghana.
I think it's Boomplay. I want to see.
I think so. I do Spotify.
I think Boomplay is very popular. That's what I know. I'd have to do some research, but I'm fairly confident Boomplay seems to be the dominant one for Ghana. I don't know.
You can do a poll and ask people which one they use.
But where is the African platform for streaming?
African platform for streaming?
Yeah. So just African music.
It's capital. It's money.
As in, it will have just African music on it.
No, it's talking about African ownership.
Yeah, the African ownership, and then also if you want.
We don't want just African. We want music from everywhere.
Yeah, if it's just African,
by itself, it also helps us.
If it's just African music, I want
whole
the money. The money. They're Lucci.
They have it. They're hiding it.
They're hiding to buy Rolls Royce.
Auntie T, abeg, fix me gobetete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, we the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want town. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we sick out bank baby? No lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world. First rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. Me tell me office a chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Football's magic never fades, even from the couch. The sound of halftime banter replays at the touch of a button. Sharing with my chosen crew, pure game magic. It's like I'm there, but with a better view from the comfort of my home. Priceless. From the March 3rd to April 30th, pay with your MasterCard, online or in-store, and stand a chance to win a unique priceless viewing experience of the UEFA Champions League final for you and your friends. MasterCard, proud supporter of non-stop fans. T's and C's apply.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 340-gram Lebanon chicken sausage, only 19 cedis, 99 pesos each. And 400-gram Cindy spaghetti, just 7 cedis, 99 pesos each. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 20th April 2025. Only at ShopRite.
This Easter, be the light in a child's life. As we gather with family and share meals and beautiful moments this Easter, let us not forget the little ones who have no one, no mother's hug, no father's voice, no warm bowl of food to return to, no pencil to write their dreams with, no exercise book to call their own. They are orphaned, vulnerable, alone. But with your help, we can change that. Support the Easter Orphan Project and give these children some hope to hold on to. Your donation in cash or kind will help provide warm meals, decent clothes, school supplies, and the care every child needs to grow. Because even the simplest things, soap, gari, clean bed sheets, a pair of sandals, these things cost more than many orphanages can bear on their own. How can you help? Send money via mobile money to 0550-900-006 or write a check to the Citi FM Foundation. You could also bring your donation to Citi FM behind the Adabraka Police Station. Visit www.citynewsroom.com or call 0550-900-006 or 0302-226-013 for more information. You can also give milk, sugar, bags of rice, toys, books, detergent, whatever you can share. Get together with your friends, involve your church, spread the word, because every child deserves more than survival. They deserve love, dignity, and a fighting chance at life. This Easter, let your kindness light up a child's life. Will you be that light? The Easter Orphan Project is powered by 97.3 Citi FM with support from Channel 1 TV.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302-246319 or 0302-246644. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
97.3. Accra.
What do I know? What do you need? Never want. Why did I
827, belated happy birthday to Anissa Idrisu.
What do you
You work with the Ghana Exim Bank. God bless you. Have a fantastic celebration, Anissa.
Why did
All right, so a couple of quick announcements before we move into a few of your reactions to what we read this morning.
Yes, we understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities and societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspire us. That's why we've created the She Business account tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you, with collateral-free loans of up to 2 million cedis, insurance coverage, discounted loan interest rates, and capacity building programs. The She Business account is the banking solution for you. Visit the nearest ABSA branch or call 0302-429150 for more information. Your story matters, ABSA. Now, we all want a little more sleep before the alarm goes off, a little more time to finish that project, and a little more butter for your bread. Because let's be honest, more is always better. If you take Neve, for example, when we caught up with him, we realized he was crafting a life of more with the ABSA Ultimate account. The ABSA Ultimate account isn't just a banking product for Neve, it's a chance to have more. So with the ABSA Ultimate account, it gives you retrenchment insurance cover of up to 50,000 Ghana cedis, hospital cashback benefits, access to seamless digital solutions, travel insurance of 1 million cedis, and over 30 other benefits on the account. If you want more, of course, I know you want more, because more is always better. Sign up for an Ultimate account today and get more. Your story matters, ABSA. Now, there's exciting news from the University of Ghana Law School. We are thrilled to announce that admissions are now open for a master's degree program designed for individuals with a first degree from any discipline at all. That's right, you don't need a law background to apply. The application deadline is May 31, 2025. Our program is open to anyone with a first degree from a recognized institution with a minimum of second class lower. Classes will be held from Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. By joining our program, you would have the opportunity to benefit from our international partnerships with top-tier law schools, including Ivy League institutions like Harvard Law School, Columbia Law School, and the University of Pennsylvania, UPenn. For more information, please contact Naomi on 053-133-0203. Vero will be waiting for your call, 053-128-2413. Oba will be waiting for you on WhatsApp, 055-137-1319. Visit the website law.ug.edu.ga. Don't miss this opportunity to take your education to the next level.
Happy birthday to Dromo Kuma, aka Ajox. He's a member of the digital plugin, the agency managing the Effect Monday for MEST. Happy birthday to you, Dromo. All right, here are some reactions to the conversation about the
finding places to go.
The
in Accra. And the cost of it.
I think Susu used the right word. It says the Accra syndrome.
Yeah, the Accra syndrome. It says the system has broken even the strongest people. You are right. We are fatigued. You even pay to enter the beach.
Sad.
Yeah. Alvinio from Akosombo says, Ben, I agree with the person who sent the message, because even the beaches in Accra have been hijacked by private individuals. But there is hope outside Accra, like Aplao. You can sit and relax at the beach in peace and chop your kebab without paying for being at the beach. Good morning, guys. I think we are missing a big point. The issue raised by Godfred is a cultural thing. Food brings us together. We Ghanaians by nature don't eat alone. Food is a communal thing. So in modern Ghana, if friends want to meet, it's normally around a food joint, kebab, or some drinks. No, I think you rather missed the point, Kobe.
He's missed it.
Completely.
He's missed it.
Can Godfrey share the link? I think it's on our Twitter handle, so you can check Citi 97.3 FM, our Twitter handles. The person is 99% correct. In Accra, almost everything revolves around consumption. Even taking someone on a date always means going to some expensive restaurant to buy food and drink. It's a serious issue. Courage from Koforidia says. Accra is a depressing place. I do not know what's the most affordable food these days is. When I was younger, kinky, gobe, and roasted plantain were seen as basic, but now they're very expensive. It's sad. I'm tired. Justice from Pantai. Nidako. Oh, is that my own Nidako True Blue? From Aurora in Colorado says, good morning. I am born and bred in Accra, and I'm very excited at every opportunity to come back home. But I won't return to Accra if I visit as a tourist. Accra is dirty, filthy, and congested. Compared to where I come from, Accra is being managed backwards as a city, and the reality breaks my heart. Good morning.
Morning.
Please talk about our beaches also. They've all been taken over. You can't walk to the beach freely to sit and even just enjoy breeze. This is Steve from Nungwa. Very sobering conversation this morning. The country is very close to something chaotic. Hi, Bernard. Property rate is not working because most of these high-rise buildings are owned by politicians and or their cronies. They will not tax themselves. The president self doesn't pay guy for the left side. Good morning, guys. As a professional in the built environment, I'm saddened by some of what I see in the way our cities are planned and developed. There are no public green spaces, no walking or cycling lanes. And when you are home, there's a church making noise at night, your neighbor is burning rubbish next door, people channel their wastewater on their streets. As for property prices and the dusty roads leading up to some of those properties, worse yet, they don't pay property rates. As for the problems in our cities, we can go on all day. What a joke of a country. I know, Godfred, keeping it real, you're my favorite panelist. All right, anyway, I'm escaping Accra to Volta for some peace of mind this Easter. All the best, guys. Hi, Bernard. The president has this on the sports minister's message that said the president had instructed that the budget be shared.
Yes.
So that's why people were asking for it. I'm enjoying the discussion. Social inequality, starting with inequalities in education and housing. This has been an observed pain that must be addressed if there is any chance of healing the despair that afflicts so many young people today. People have given up on the country, myself included, and will vamoose at the earliest opportunity. Miaweni from Miaweni. Riddick.
With a name like Miaweni,
you have to Miaweni.
Don't run away, stay.
Riddick says, it's a false sense of living and existing called settings.
Thank you.
We see people living and exhibiting lifestyles we all know they can't afford and keep up with, but that is applauded and copied. For the younger generation, it's a fake it till you make it. If you can use any means to make it. Once you get the money to live that lifestyle, all that you did, good or bad, is buried, and you become a role model based on your current level, but never your journey. It's a crazy state of existence and living. Hello, Bernard. I'm currently in Qatar, and I must say things are quite different here. I really wish our leaders could emulate a similar approach. I can go for days without spending any physical cash. After buying my food for the week, I hardly need to spend on anything else unless I decide to eat out or get some snacks. The transportation system is impressive. There's a well-organized subway system where each ride costs just 2 reals, no matter your destination. The maximum you are charged in a day is 6 reals. After that, every trip becomes free for the rest of the day. There are also free link buses that pick you up from your area and take you to the subway station. And some of these buses travel as far as 10 kilometers. Every community has a dedicated, well-maintained park with essential facilities like clean toilets, beautiful landscaping, trees, and plenty of public benches scattered around the city. I could go on and on. Every little amount of money here actually counts. 1 real can get you a loaf of bread and a drink. It's truly something worth experiencing. This one also says, guys, I don't know, but everybody wants to put their package on a high pedestal. Every basic product can be sold for very high prices because of branding. I'm buying kinky for 10 cedis in places like UPSA. Why? And the fish is also too expensive. Kwame from Medina is very worried about the price he's paying. So Bernard, that was my small, headache this morning.
There was a part that that strongly resonated with me, where she says, on one hand, there is what feels like structural neglect, like missing sidewalks, potholes. And on the other hand, there is this curated world for the lucky few who were born into wealth or have access to foreign currencies. Bernard, if you look at how, and I was going to talk about our professionals, right? If you look at how they undertake projects, I'm talking about engineers, builds, yes. If you look at how they build and construct roads, even in the affluent areas, and you compare it to the areas where those who live there don't have the contact number of a radio station to report that the constructor is building a drain, he is dug a trench, cut off the people, they are not able to cross, they are not able to get home. People don't have access to radio stations and media houses, who live in such places. And I'm talking about places like Alogboshi, Akweteman, talking about the Odo. Yesterday I was driving around the Alogboshi area, Alogboshi, yes, behind Achimota. Anyone who knows the Methodist church there will tell you that you can't drive from one end to the other. If you go through Guinness, you get to a small intersection on at the top. If you go to the right, the constructor has dug, they are building a storm drain connecting both sides, but they've dug the place and just left the place for months. Nothing is happening. Same thing at Akwete, man. Project is really slow. They're supposed to be fixing the road and drains, but you're not seeing anything. And I understand contractors, it's not even a government of Ghana funded project. This is a World Bank project, which means that the funding is available. It's something that is there, but they are delaying.
There's no consequence for this type of things, because as I say, the political leadership, they are not really interested in the project. So it's about whose interest is it. If I can get what I need from it, let's do what they have to do. It's a very sad situation you are describing, and the professionals too. Once nobody punishes them for misconduct, it becomes a new norm. So until citizens mobilize to start saying, we will not have this kind of nonsense. All right. I was going to a place, old Ashoman, after Ahmadiyya.
Yeah.
Samens.
Yeah.
Like 50 meters road, they've left it. So you drive on a tarred road, and for 50 meters, you are going through gullies next to an ECG transformer.
And with the rains,
and it's been there for 4 years.
Oh, but this is the Zongo Junction problem. Here. So once you come from Circle, climb the Obechebi interchange and descend from
it's like you're in a different country.
Yes. I don't know why the project terminates immediately.
It's so bad.
Abusiokai.
It's so bad. You leave a good road and then you are in a gully.
Everything is terrible.
Now they started filling the road with charcoal this morning. On the right side, it's charcoal.
If we don't get public governance, leadership in the public place to work, we will not go anywhere. And this I say, private sector, private money, private investment, everything will become more expensive for all of us. We need to have better governance at the local level. And I think citizens must also play a role, because after this Ahmadiyya Ashoman place, they've lived in that thing for 4 years.
So again, it was a consequence of an election. So once the election thing happened, the project ended. That's what I understood.
They started it some time back.
Yes. So 2016. It
ended
ended
at
2016. Yes. So, and especially, that there is a drain somewhere. So that's a depression. So you would have seen a road sign on the right that says that this is a wet area, water course and all.
Material to do it.
So, but they've left it. And even that bridge, with time, its integrity will be weakened, because the volume of traffic that uses that side, I've mentioned this before.
Why can't the people of they call the place
Old Ashoman,
pure water, Ablaje.
Yes,
they should write a letter to
Bernard,
their
even
MP.
When you continue on that side all the way to Ablaje,
MC, sorry, they don't have an MC, but they can write to.
That stretch is
they should write to Elikplim Akurugu.
Yes,
and tell her to prioritize that thing.
No, but Bernard, I disagree.
There's no MC.
No, I understand, but again, we've had
there
that
professionals
conversation
in
about
there.
The office should not. There are several departments in our municipal assemblies and whatever that should be able to function minus
I get you,
an administrative head.
Yeah.
It employs engineers, it employs all kinds of people.
Correct.
Charlie, which reminds me, Charlie, yesterday I was somewhere and the municipal assembly people had come to present a health certificate to the restaurant. What more did he? Charlie asked only. Yeah, daddy about. But I saw your packs be mine. They waited for 40 minutes
wow.
to get their packs before leaving.
You don't mean it.
So in my head, I'm like, the next time you come for a health inspection,
Yeah.
will you even be able to inspect it properly?
It's not easy. We need a revolution in the way we see governance. I mean, that's where my conclusion is. I wanted to turn to something though.
Okay,
I
go
feel
on.
like you've read yours. For
Yes,
me, this is a
read
story
yours.
that caught my attention this morning.
Will you talk about the governance again, or you?
Oh,
you tired?
I'm tired. I want
something positive.
I want to talk about something that I like.
Uplifts you.
That is
you
working.
don't like the governance?
Charlie,
the governance?
I don't want to grow old too. No, so I want to read the story.
So I just want to enter the place.
No, I want to.
This whole discussion, I'm sitting here and listening, and it sounds so repetitive. How many times have we had the discussion?
What can we do?
I think that we should make progress with this, our local government, the structure of our local government systems. And it may call for a review of the act. I don't know what that means, but I think one of the ways to take a second look is to invite private businessmen and private individuals into the local government boards.
Okay, the boards. For accountability sake.
Yeah, so for instance, let's go to Kwewu. The municipal assembly there has somebody like Seconds on the board. Has somebody like you get me? It opens it up.
Provided they won't come and privatize what is public.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That it's one of the ways to look at it. Either way, there are pluses and minuses. But I'm just looking at how we can, if you like, get private energies into our local government systems.
But the reason it's a difficult suggestion is that the text we read, the public people have left responsibility for private people to take over.
Where?
And they're commercializing it.
You see, what the reason there are no proper public spaces is that when government is unable to do something, they allow private people to take over. And when private people take over, like the beaches, they create a barrier and they put a price tag on it. So we are saying that there's no the public sphere, whether it's education, health, or even beaches, is empty. Do you get my point? So there has to be better quality public governance.
Can I come in?
Yes.
And I'm saying that in achieving the better quality public governance, let's find a way of involving private individuals. That's all I'm saying. I don't know whether there's no board, but I'm just saying that if we have a structure where there's a governing board, if we can get accomplished private individuals who will see it as their contribution to their society or community, I think it can take us to the next level. The fact that you have private individuals in doesn't make it non-public. It's still public service. Okay. Now the talk about the beaches, don't forget that the government doesn't own the beaches. Does not own the beaches in terms of land ownership. The beaches along from Elubo to Aflo, they are owned by the communities. And the indigenous. And that's one of the biggest problems and a hazard to our tourism. Because they own it, one. Secondly, because it's their livelihood. Thirdly, they live there.
But they've also allowed private people to buy some of it.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's their livelihood. So whatever they will do with it, that will keep them alive, they will do it. Except we compare ours to other countries. But the other countries, one, the indigenous don't own the beaches.
That's correct.
And then second, they don't even live on the beaches. So the beaches are open spaces that can be used for anything. Go to Freetown, Sierra Leone. Just Freetown here, no. Nobody lives on the beach. So the beaches are clean and spacious. So you can do anything with it. So it's a 50-50 thing. We need a set of rules and regulations that can open our beaches up. Not at the expense of the indigenous, but with a fair distribution of revenue so that the indigenous can also benefit.
That is a big question for not just beaches, but all the tourist sites, whether it's the Kintampo Falls or it's a. But for me, you see,
so you can read your
despite everything, we need better governance. If involving private people is what to take, so be it. If it's bringing professionals into it, so be it. If it's making people apply for the job, so be it. But we cannot cede the space to just politicians. That's the point he's making. And I think I agree. Now, I wanted to read a story which I think is a good one.
Yeah.
Page 44, Daily Graphic, Dixon Walanyo Doche. Coconut Grove Hotel CEO urges hospitality facility to serve only local poultry. 30 years to serving local. And I'm going to read the whole story because sometimes when somebody says something you've been saying and says it in a better way, you just have to read it. The Chief Executive Officer of Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, Rafa Ite, has urged hospitality facilities across the country to follow his hotel's example by exclusively serving locally produced poultry in their dishes. Mr. Ite said for over 3 decades, Coconut Grove Regency Hotel has remained committed to sourcing only Ghanaian chicken, a strategy that they believe hasn't only contributed to their success, but also serves as proof that it was entirely possible to run a successful hospitality business without relying on imports. Quote, we deliberately serve local fruit juices, fresh fish from Elmina and the eastern and Volta part of the Volta Lake for our tilapia, furniture, linen, staff uniforms, furniture, building materials, and even our staff composition. Another quote, tourists travel to Ghana to experience Ghana and our food. What do these people produce for me to try? Let's be deliberate about it. One of our leading hotels consumes about at least 7,000 chicken every month. Multiply and see. Let's not be accidental. Let's be deliberate. Are you talking to me? Let's be deliberate. You've confused me now.
Go ahead, just go ahead.
I can't find where.
Let's move to the next one.
One of our leading hotels. Let's be deliberate. Mr. Ite said he made the call while speaking at the launch of the 5th Ghana Poultry Day Festival held in Accra last Tuesday. The event, organized by Agri House Foundation, was held under the theme "Investing in the Local Poultry Sector: A Means to Creating Jobs, Promoting Agri-Tourism, and Improving Food Security." Mr. Ite, who also serves as a national treasurer of the AGI, decried the country's over-reliance on imported chicken, disclosing that the country spends about $400 million every year to import over 300,000 metric tons of chicken, equivalent to nearly 600,000 birds per day. Let me repeat this. The country spends about $400 million annually to import over 300,000 metric tons of chicken, equivalent to nearly 600,000 birds per day. That's nearly $400 million exiting our economy every year. Forex that is stressing our city and negatively affecting our national growth. He argued that with the right investment in the local poultry value chain, the country could create thousands of sustainable jobs and boost food security. The math is simple. If we localize and structure this value chain well, we can employ thousands, not just youth, but retirees seeking second careers, women in agribusiness, and young professionals seeking for purpose in agriculture. Because poultry is more than just chicken, we are talking turkey, ducks, guinea fowl, ostriches, quails, squabs. I don't know what a squab is. Each with its own ecosystem of production, consumption, and opportunity. He further described them as not just birds, but the building of a smart, strategic, sustainable ecosystem with multiple entry points for Ghanaians at all levels, with each have the potential for niche market or mass market for local export. Then he spoke about agri-tourism, which I'll ask him to elaborate on because I believe he's on the line. Yeah. So Raf Ite, CEO of Coconut Grove Hotels, joins us. Now I'm happy with this story because this is something we've been trying to say, but I couldn't find the words and the data to support it with the way he's done it. Raf, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard, and compliments to your team and your listeners as well. Good morning.
I didn't know Coconut Grove exclusively serve local chicken, local fish, and basically you have almost a local policy. How long have you been running this policy?
Well, this policy has been running since the hotel's inception that started from Coconut Grove Beach Resort in Elmina in 1994. The shareholders, Dr. and Mrs. Sundum, as a matter of policy and insistence, have ensured that as much as it is possible, we source our produce, especially from the local market, and then also externally outside the area that Elmina is located. So actually, it is a deliberate effort that they have put in. And over the years, Coconut Grove, Elmina is 34 years now. Accra is 25 years now. That is what we've been doing. I mean, if it comes to the juices, for example, we don't serve any imported juice. Never, ever. Actually, I wouldn't be talking to you if we did any such. I would lose my job because it helps the local community. Pineapples are abundant in the central region. In Accra, when we have difficulties, we send vehicles to bring them down. We sell fresh coconuts, passion fruit, bisap, orange juices, etc. Just name them. And I can tell you for a fact that one of our very first staff who started working in Elmina, Coconut Grove, precisely Ahin, has a very, very comfortable life and is retired now because he's been able to build so many what we call locally chamber and hot chamber, simply because the wife has went into pineapple production and there's an off-taker in the hotel. So really, overall, if you look at it, we try as much as possible to source as many stuff as possible locally.
Does this include
yes,
rice?
This includes rice, which at a point we even had to venture into rice at the group level that we had a Jumara rice. So that is also a very, very important area on our food chain, in that we ensure that all our facilities use locally sourced rice. It hasn't been very easy because mastering local rice has been a bit of challenge, especially if you are serving diverse markets. But all the same, we are mastering. Last week, for example, we had a meeting with one of the largest producers here in Ghana, and they explained that the difference is that the local rice comes...
Hello, Ralph. We have a bit of a difficult line. I'll re-establish contact with you. Forgive me for this. He was explaining. It's 8:53. We're talking to the CEO of Coconut Grove Regency Hotels on their exclusive local sourcing policy, which they've done for 30 years. Thomas, did you always know this?
Of course, yeah.
I sort of observed, but I never really...
Dr. Indum has been
so they are all... I didn't think about it. Wow.
I mean, to be fair to them, they even started trumpeting the issue of local rice before we even got into that. Oh, yeah. Dr. Indum has always been at it.
I sort of missed it.
Dr. Indum and then our friend, Mr. Apieji, Mr. Frank Apieji.
He also, he wrote us about it. Yeah.
He's done everything about local rice.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but that's a good example.
But I didn't know it included their clothes. Apparently, even the materials they wear, and the I mean, it's unbelievable. I'll put him back on because usually people say the local is more expensive. Sometimes the supply is not regular. So I'll really be happy for him to explain how they go around it. Because usually when we push this idea...
But that's a matter of fact. And it's a learning curve for every country. The local is more expensive until they start achieving economies of scale. Over time, they learn from their mistakes. You get me? Over time, competition sets in and then people get better and better. And so we have to live with it. But what we are all calling for is there's a new government in place, that the new government should push their energies into this kind of thing. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it's the right thing to do. The right thing to do.
Let me get back to Ralph. Ralph, thanks. So I was asking about the rice, and you said you had ventured in yourself, and you're also saying that beyond the food and the drink, even for clothing and furniture, you also do local? Can you confirm this?
Oh, yes. I mean, we start right from the table where we had a lady called Mama Reed. I think she was based in Tema. Mrs. Sundum insisted that we source locally. So all our napkins, all our tablecloths, all our sheets came from Mama Reed. Even our curtains were made locally right from inception. But I think we'll reserve this for another day's conversation because the cotton industry in Ghana is really a challenged one. So fast forward, those fabrics. And then when it comes to staff uniform, thanks to Alan Chairman, we introduced the Friday wear. we source all our fabrics locally. I can tell you for a fact it's 35% cheaper to import, but we didn't import from China. We made them locally. We've had GTP producing, I think, 3 of our fabrics, and then Akosomo Textiles doing 2 of our fabrics. So all our fabrics are also sourced locally. But it goes beyond that also. We ensure that at all times, so long as it can be sourced locally, that will be the best option for us.
Let's come to the food. Usually when we talk about chicken, we are told that the imported chicken is much cheaper. And sometimes people say the local people are not able to produce the quality or on time. How have you gone around that? Because you're a hotel, you also need your margins, and it's a difficult business. How have you been able to do local chicken? Do you always get it at a better price? Is it because you're an off-taker? Do you have your own farms? How have you been able to compete?
We have at least 25 different producers. On the average, all our items that we source, there are a maximum of 3 that we choose from. But chicken alone, because of how delicate and how important it is to us, we have 25 different producers. And these are farmers that we've sat down with them, we've negotiated, and we've agreed. I can tell you for a fact, the chicken we source locally is about 25 to 30% more expensive than the imported one. But I can tell you for a fact and vouch that the taste is unique, is Ghanaian, is indigenous. I can tell you for a fact that we can comfortably walk to the farm, assess it, which is a basic check that we do before we engage. I check it, assess it. We sometimes go as far as assessing who is working on this farm. So it's a very, very, but I want to emphasize on the fact that it's a deliberate one to use and serve locally with chicken. People come into Ghana, and people travel from outside where our hotels are, and they want to feel something authentic, something indigenous. Why would we labor ourselves to serve them imported chicken that they are used to?
Right.
Some as far as insisting that, look, and yebedi old lay and kwai, and our local chicken and kwai, and we do that.
Wow. Now, you gave some very interesting numbers. The $400 million per year we know, the 300,000 metric tons per year we know, but I didn't know that translated to 600,000 beds per day.
Yes, so
that
we
is
use...
crazy.
Yes, Bernard, this is real. We used an average, which is the dead weight of 1.2 kilos. We do between 1.2 and 1.5 kilos. So we used the minimum, which is 1.2 kilos per bed per day. And if you work out the numbers, that's what it comes to. I mean, it's serious because our population, 572,000 unemployed youth. And now with technology, you can have a small space of, let's say, 12 feet squared.
Ralph, if I don't know where you are, if you could maybe reposition to a more open space. Sometimes when you are in a closed room, the call is a bit tough. Because I have a few more questions for you. The point about one hotel consuming 7,000 chicken per month, I was going to tempt you to say, if we said government should urge all hotels for 1 month to only use local chicken, what would it mean for the local poultry industry? Because if one hotel is doing 7,000 chicken, probably one of the largest, I mean, and number two, will there be enough local chicken if all the hotels said they were doing local poultry? What would it mean for the local poultry industry? If you can hear me, Ralph.
Well, Bernard, it will mean a lot. Let's use, for example, Mr. Enim's farm in Sunyani. He has crossed the 1 million mark, okay, producing 1 million broilers a year, okay? So what that means, we, Coconut Grove, we are members of the Association of Ghana Industry. So we have consciously tried to encourage, other hotels to use the locally grown chicken. In discussing with them, that's how we came up with that figure. Because they have gizzard, they have chicken wings, they have thighs. And if you put all together, it comes to about 7,000 beds a month. And that's just one hotel. So So if you put the 3 to 5 star hotels, which are about 35 in Ghana, I mean, that is huge. And the producers are ready to produce. But at what cost? Their main concern is with the cost of production. Number one, maize, which is a very, very important part of the feed. And then soya bean. And then to talk of the concentrates and protein. Okay. Now, for example, soja slice can be an option for proteins. But who is engaged in a large-scale production that can feed in this industry? I mean, without foreign intervention by way of maize, nobody. No, I mean, right from human beings to talk of animals, we can't survive. We can't survive without maize being imported in a very, very large volume into Ghana. So the emphasis here is on the supply chain. The supply chain, if we can take very, very good care of it, will create employment for a lot of people. Not to talk of the veterinary people, not to talk of those who process it. Why would the farmer be going around looking for market? That's not his business. The business of poultry is a very, very delicate one, and the farmer must spend time, pay attention to his birds, and make sure what he's churning out is good and healthy. So somebody needs to take off that, and then that person who is adding value will in turn pass it on to our customers. So the whole value chain has to be looked at. Last 2 days, we had a session with the launching of the East Ghana Poultry, and a gentleman, if I'm not mistaken, Mohammed from the Greater Accra Feed Millers Association, was very, very emphatic about whether we have enough feed for the birds with relation to the 4 million birds that the 50 anchor farmers are supposed to churn out, as mentioned by His Excellency the President last weekend in Kintapo. If that can be done, then obviously we have a boom for farmers. Fortunately, we are just entering the rainy season. We have a big boom for farmers to produce enough maize, to produce enough soya, and, to complement it with the protein.
Your hotel also does some very good fish-based soups. Where do you get them from? Okay, now which is your main fish? Is it tilapia? And do you have your own farms, or again, do you have large-scale suppliers who you've become an off-taker for? How does it work?
What we have in Elmina is just for our guests, as what we call locally show. So we have catfish and we have tilapia. But for business, we source mainly, one of them is Volta Star and a couple others. I think we have 2 or 3 suppliers. And we get them very, very fresh. When it comes to fish from the sea, our main one is red snapper, which we get directly from the beach in Elmina. We also do grouper, we do prawns, lobsters. We get them fresh. And this is something that we are very well noted for. We don't keep fish for more than 3 days. No. So you always have a shuttle between Elmina and here just to ensure that we serve our customers very, very fresh food. If you taste any of our food, especially the protein-based one, you realize it's like today's catch, French catch. Okay, we don't compromise on that at all. And really, the owners have insisted on making sure that we serve our clients the best that they can imagine.
Let's end on the agri-tourism point you tried to make in the conversation. Yes. What is that? Because I'm told that you feel like beyond just farming for farming's sake, there's a massive potential of what you call agri-tourism. Can you explain that?
Well, the Bible says, train up a child the way he should go, so he grows, he will not depart from it. We are used to going to the castles, etc. For us to change the face of our dependency on external sources, we need to start with the kids. Taking a child on the way to, say, Elmina for the weekend, it will be nice for them to stop over a farm and see how this farm looks like, okay? What is in this farm? If you go to Iowa, for example, they are noted very much for pigs. People go there just to see how production is done. Ostrich farm. I know the biggest farm we used to have was around Togakofo or so. People used to go there just to see an ostrich. It would be nice to depart from going to the zoo to see an ostrich, but rather move kids from wherever their schools or homes to an ostrich farm, for example, a geese farm, for example, a duck farm, for example. And then there are some mysteries also that we need to clear. For example, a lot of people have spoken to choose not to consume duck because they say ducks turn into snakes by morning. What is the myth around it? Ducks hate predators. So if a snake strays into a duck's area, by the time you come back in the morning, that snake will be killed by the duck. So in essence, we need to encourage people to visit farms. Also good for therapy, okay? If you see a duck in a pool of water, Bernard, I can tell you it's something else, okay? Our friends in Safari Valley are doing a marvelous job with different types of poultry. I saw a swarm for the first time when I went to their resort in and around Eburi. Okay, this is very, very encouraging. So that is the essence of it. It's not the castles are great, the forts are great, but we can add agribusiness. And when you go home, you think about it and want to raise a rabbit or a duck in your backyard.
Finally, you also made some point about fertilizer, and you were concerned about our continued reliance on imported fertilizer, which you describe as unsustainable.
Yes, Bernard, we spent last year alone, we spent $254 million on fertilizer. But there are options. What we have currently is not an organized system. Sometimes you have the poultry farmers literally begging people to come and clear their pens. That's laborious. If we have the supply chain well cut out, then you find somebody investing, either adding value to the waste, or better still, the capital that he or she takes from the farm to go and add value and pass it on. For example, rabbit liquid waste, rabbit solid waste. All of these are priceless. Rabbit solid waste, for example, can cut our import of insecticide to a large degree. You hardly find bees around lately, simply because of the dangerous chemicals that we use. So we can use what we have locally to help us reduce our cost of input. And here I want to encourage CSIR, if they have research that is out there, we should be interested in getting it commercialized to be able to change the face of doing business in terms of agri. And I'm sure they have a lot of research out there, just that it hasn't been commercialized. At my last check, I know they have breeds of wheat that they were looking for about $500,000 to enhance the experiment to commercialize. So really, most of the things that we are discussing, there are solutions, but we need to have a forum, not just to talk about it, but to document it and then to commercialize it for Ghana to change for the better, Bernard.
Thank you, Ralph. Keep up the great job. Regards to the team at Coconut Grove Regency Hotels, Ralph Aite, who is the CEO of the hotel and also the National Treasurer of AGI. And you know, when you work in his role for a long time, you understand many things about many sectors: tourism, agriculture, hospitality, even transport and logistics. And I think sometimes he's acquitted himself very well. These are very cogent thoughts of somebody who's reflected on the work they do. And I like that, because it means that they are not just doing business of hotels. He's thinking about the country in a very meaningful way. And I really commend that. In fact, this weekend, if you want to go somewhere for hotel, go to Coconut Grove. Go and spend some time there to support the business.
Let me dovetail this into the president's mission with regards to the poultry in particular.
Yes.
You know, it needs a very strong follow up, if you like. Okay. Now, what I heard him say was that they were going to build up businesses. Basically, is it 50 of them?
Yes, in one of the announcements.
Yes,
like 50 anchor.
Yes,
businesses. That's different from the Google Kitty Kitty one.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think that's the way to proceed on a thing like this, because this is human centered. They are looking at the people who are going to drive, identify them, resource them, give them direction, and measure their progress. Okay, in 2023, we had something that sounded like this, but it rather came from the opposite side and said that we are going to spend $500 million to push our chicken yields. Okay? How many years? 2-3 years down the line, I don't know what we were able to do with $500 million.
Did they actually spend or they said it was
Well,
spent?
they said. I don't know whether it was done. Okay. See, the local effort that we put in poultry, as at 2023, we were only yielding 50,000 tons of chicken in Ghana. 50,000 tons, as opposed to the 350 to 450,000 tons that we're importing. So think about that. What percentage of the 350 to 400,000 tons is produced in Ghana?
That is the question.
So the question you asked, Ralph, that if every hotel was to go, we can't supply.
As of now.
Things stand now. And it's important that it's not left within the realms of an announcement, because it's a difficult situation that must be followed through with all the strength we can harness. You get me?
So where do you start from? Do you start from enhancing the production capacity of these 50 or 100 or whatever?
You start by
or you build the
identifying
market?
the drivers of the vision, which is what they have done. The 50 companies.
The large scale producers.
Exactly. That's where you start from.
Okay.
Because they're already in the business. Okay? Hitherto, people, they will come and announce this thing and say, we have $500 million for this project. We are going to give this $500 million to Bank A, Bank B, Bank C. The next to see is that party officials they will go and set up companies and go and apply, and they are giving priority. Go and check. We destroy the country, and then when media people are talking about repairing the country, you two are talking some. They should keep quiet.
I think that's a very important point. So start from the production.
Start from the production.
Don't go and just mention money. Don't throw money at it.
No, when you throw money at it, this is where the corrupt people, they go and set up company, they go to the government banks, they harass the bank managers, use their political clout to threaten the bank managers. Go and check the profile of people who are owing Exim Bank today. Go, I'll mention, go.
And other banks.
And other government banks. And see whether the money that they were pushed to go and take, they have used it for what they said they'll do.
So, in terms of the 50, do you think we should even mention who these companies are?
We have to. They have to publish so we can all be interested. Because there will be, you see, look, trust me, not all the 50 will succeed. This is how life works.
Of course not.
But those who succeed will be a good example of how to get it done. You see, and they become the poster children for the effort that the government is putting in.
When you listen to the interview I had with the Minister for Agric, was it Tuesday? I don't remember.
Yes.
What is your impression? And what do you think we should do?
Bernard,
What do you think?
I listened to everything. The only thing I said was, I pray for this man. I just pray for him because he sounded, I've not met him before. I only see him on TV. He sounded like he was so prepared for the job. He ticked all the boxes, and he was even giving more information
than I was even asking for.
And to think that you did not prepare him for this interview.
I didn't even know I was going to interview him that morning, so I just...
Okay, this is how we build nations.
So how should we monitor his words so that we can get action out of it? Because clearly the policy seems right. The idea of 50 anchor producers to drive production is good, but we are in early days yet. And as you also know, there's a risk where, rightly or wrongly, once somebody makes an announcement, people find their way and work their way to come in.
That's correct. So, take advantage of the situation. Yes.
So you're saying that this is not a question of money necessarily to banks.
No. I mean, they may have to do that at some point because without the banks, local industries cannot function. But what we are saying is that do something that is measurable from the production side.
Okay.
You understand? Because he said 50 companies.
Yeah, 50 companies.
So 2 years down the line, we can go back and say,
where are they?
Where are they?
Where are they?
Now, what were the set objectives? we were playing between 50,000 tons and 70,000 tons. I don't know where it is now, but we will be glad to see this 50,000 tons move to 100,000 tons, to 150 to 200,000 tons of chicken a year. Then we know that we are making progress.
Let's talk about the markets issue. From what Ralph is saying, he gave an example that one hotel consumes 7,000 per month. Clearly, if this was a local chicken supplier, they would make a lot of money and it will help grow the industry. So, beyond the production, do you think, what are the things government can do to also guarantee that if these 50 guys scale up and they are producing 100,000, they will actually get market? Because as you know, some of the countries we import chicken from, their chicken is highly subsidized, and some of these countries are development partners who give government other things, who may be telling government to also allow free, basically dumping of chicken in Ghana.
That's correct.
So even though the government has a right objective of saying, let's push our 50, when push comes to shove, these guys can reduce the price of their chicken. And because Ghanaians are very price conscious, it may still, so I don't know if you, beyond producing the chicken, can we say secondary schools, hotels, how can we make sure that at least these guys don't lose money when they produce the chicken?
Well, I think the education bit cannot be overlooked. It's the responsibility of the government to educate people, sell the values of consuming locally produced livestock, poultry, and everything, as opposed to the foreign ones.
Correct.
And there are 1,001 reasons why we should make such a choice. We as media will do our bit, but the policy direction must come from the government. And you cannot insist that a hotel should make that kind of choice because they are talking about profitability. Do you understand? But will you make enough noise about your locally produced poultry to the extent that the foreign-owned hotel
who also want a
bit of it?
I think
like we did for the rice.
That's where this is going.
You don't just dump it and keep quiet, because look, it will come back to economies of scale. If it's going to cost them, the feed is going to cost so much because they are importing feed, they are importing maize, they are importing medicines, they are importing everything. You understand?
Yeah.
And where we are importing the chicken from, they don't import anything. So the cost of running production is way less. And then they have government subsidies, government funding to throw the chicken because they have it in excess where they are. I mean, the first time I saw something like this somewhere, the chicken, no, it takes 1 week, then the chicken will grow. Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes. 1 week. They say the chicken, they born them now, 1 week they grow, ready for the market. That kind of chicken, the chicken is like one.
Are you being told or you are seeing it?
No, they told me.
They told me.
Some chickens grow fast.
Yes.
But that's
not like it grows fast.
That's terrible.
I said 1 week the chicken is standing there like a boxer. So if I see chicken like that, I will run away.
Now he made a point about fertilizer, and I just wanted some quick comments on. So he says we spend $254 million annually importing fertilizer when our birds are depositing gold daily. He said he doesn't understand why a country like Ghana only depends on imported inorganic fertilizer when we can produce organic fertilizer to complement. I'm sure you know what organic fertilizer is. Organic fertilizer is fertilizer from
that's
waste.
what I'm saying. Yeah, but I mean, if you are producing 50,000 tons of chicken, you won't have enough fertilizer from that. I mean, having said that, it's not just chicken that your chicken droplets or whatever that you can use to do. There are other things. But what I'm saying is that it's a capacity thing. It's a capacity
it shouldn't
thing.
be a policy that, you know, this is the way I see Ghana. Because somebody has a business interest in something, even if it is not to the long-term benefit of the industry, the political leaders work with the business entities of the day because they have a lot of money. So chicken import, rice import, fertilizer import, they are all good business to make good margins. So the long-term objective of saying let's grow inorganic fertilizer, so that we can reduce even our dependence.
That's correct.
It never gets the light of day because the political leader may be benefiting directly or indirectly from having these long-held import-based industries. So the policy is not based on what is good for Ghana in the long term. It's more what is the interest of the importer and how can I protect it?
Which is bad.
And I think this is where we should go with this.
No, we should. But and again, I think that we as a country, we should wake up to the realities of the day. Okay, with the America's new direction, international relations direction, and all the things, we should take advantage of our sub-regional relationships and try and glean out the best out of it. You understand? Look, only this week, in the face of this trade war between US and China, Chinese people, they are not sitting down. The man is moving physically from country to... Yesterday signed one with Malaysia, China and Malaysia. Let's do things together. Let's produce. Today, China is controlling 60% of the EV car market. 60%. Telecoms, they are controlling. Agriculture, they are controlling. What I'm saying is that go to Nigeria and see how they run agriculture.
Yeah. Somebody suggesting that we should do a policy of... Let me read it, and I don't know what your thoughts are. 2 eggs per school child per week as a starting point. So government can insist in terms of creating a market for the poultry farmers, that if you want to feed a child with an egg a day in a public school, it can raise the demand for the eggs so that they will not be running loss.
That would be good, but even before then, the demand is there. The demand is there.
Because for the school child, I'm assuming, isn't it the government that's
government
paying?
schools?
Yes.
So government can then insist
the demand is there. But people would rather they bought the thing from outside because it's cheaper.
Let's read some comments. This is the City Breakfast Show. It's 9:23. And we're just discussing agriculture, segueing into our big campaign, which will culminate in June in the Agri Fair, bringing markets closer to farmers, happening in a couple of months.
Yeah.
And we're also attracting or asking for young people to send us a business proposal. I'm going to share some leaflets over the Easter break, and it will tell you how you can help us to craft our own poultry business. So watch out for that particular one. Caleb, let's hear a quick announcement from you.
Okay, so messages first.
Of course.
Okay, so Uncle Samens, you are dropping not just with a touch of violence. God bless you. This is Mokole. Charity from Deftraco Estate says, Bernard, this Nkukon Kitten program, the maize and soya beans farmers must also be supported for the fowls to get fed.
Okay.
You say Coconut Grove goes to the extent of using local prints, fabrics for their conference facilities. Wow. Okay, you didn't add your name, but there are other comments that speak to earlier conversations. Bernard, your submission is spot on. The political setup is all about party members getting rich at the expense of others. That is why we want to travel, because we don't see any way out. It should be a law for politicians to compulsorily send their children to public schools, public health facilities, etc., so that they think about us. Nothing for the ordinary Ghanaian. Francis send that. Good morning, Bernard.
Morning.
I think the write-up captures my very sentiments correctly, and I completely agree with the content. I only wish he or she had experienced renting in Accra. We are clearly being exploited from all angles. Jack from Airport sent that through. Good morning. At Labadi, okay.
Go on.
Okay, at Labadi Beach, I was told to pay an entrance fee of 30 cedis. When I entered, I was again told to pay 20 Ghana cedis for me to be allotted a parking space at the parking lot.
Sorry, not the hotel, please.
Yes, the beach. The beach.
Yeah, it's the beach, adjoining beach.
Yes.
Yeah, you pay.
I seriously believe if we grew up in a community, would
In
not
a commune.
if we grew up in a commune, would not suffer like this. I hear stories of how we used to eat as a group and do things as a group. As someone set us send that through. I totally agree with how agritourism releases stress. My father is now retired and spends most of his days in the farm feeding the animals. This has been very good from him. Papsi from Japan send that through. Bernard, my name is Sylvester. I reside in Tema. I really like your opinion about our social life and how that connects to our neighborhood within the city. I actually had a dream about how to develop our city to a more modern one by first starting with a model city and then replicating it to others. The city that came to me in a dream is Cape Coast. I have all these ideas. You go on. Okay. DJ Fire from Adenta says, Bernard, Godfred is spot on. Aside food, football brings us together. However, another observation I've made is when people who cannot afford to buy food or drink in these restaurants go to watch football games, they stand outside the bars and restaurants to watch just a football game. For example, that large crowd you see at, you mentioned a place, during games are people who can't afford their food and drinks at the restaurants just to enjoy the game. So they will stand on the shoulders of the road sometimes. I wonder where we are really going as a nation. Bibia Ayesika Sika.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, just to wrap up on that, the reason why I even had the issues, you spoke about the AstroTurf economy, and why the biggest problem I had with the whole AstroTurf thing, aside the quality of the turfs that were being used for some of the projects, is the loss of access. See, because it costs 400 cedis now.
You pay hourly, right?
Yes, 2 hours to rent an AstroTurf for 2 hours. A lot of the juvenile programs that train kids, that serve as safe playing spaces for those kids, have been locked out of these facilities now. What do they do? So the loss of access for everyday people in these things also needs to be considered.
Yeah, we'll leave it here.
Yes, please.
All right, in the meantime.
Yeah, if you're tired of HR headaches, simplify your business with Hot Jobs Africa. As your one-stop HR shop, we handle recruitment, labor outsourcing, expatriate management, consultancy services, and corporate training. Plus, we offer staff busing and 100% staff support to boost productivity. Don't let HR hassles hold you back. Contact Hot Jobs Africa today. The number is 0303-980-362. WhatsApp at 0204-336-004 or email info@hotjobsafrica.org. Visit our website www.hotjobsafrica.org. Hot Jobs Africa. Think HR, think Hot Jobs Africa. And throughout the Easter season, Alpha Delta Pharmacy, Ghana's first drive-through pharmacy, is pleased to announce that it will run its regular 24-hour service from Good Friday night, from Good Friday right through to Easter Monday. You will enjoy our drive-through service where you are served from the comfort of your car. Alpha Delta Kolebu branch will run its usual 24-hour service, whereas Laboni will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. All Alpha Delta branches offer pickup or delivery services, so please contact us on 055-1400-999. Alpha Delta Pharmacy wishes all cherished clients a very happy Easter weekend. And get ready, Ghana DVLA is coming to you. The DVLA is excited to roll out the 2025 National Community Outreach Program themed Educating for a Safer Tomorrow, a major step in bringing DVLA services even closer to you through its Express Mobile Service, also known as DMOPS. This nationwide initiative is all about accessibility, education, and service delivery. We are combining public education on road safety and licensing regulations with on-the-spot DVLA services, including the issuance, renewal, and replacement of DVLA licenses. From lorry stations to corporate offices, religious organizations to community hubs, if you call, we'll come to you straight away. DVLA has partnered the Ghana Police Service, MTTD, Ghana Optometric Association, Ambulance Service, National Service, Road Safety, and all associations connected to us to bring you this service. Thanks to Margins Ghana, Verna Mineral Water Consolidation Consolidated Bank Ghana. So apply for a new driver's license, renew or replace expired ones or missing ones, obtain an international driving permit, or convert a foreign license and upgrade your license. It's happening on Thursday, 24th April 2025 at New Plant Station Circle, and the time is 10 a.m. Please call 054 939 9981. DVLA, your safety is our concern.
And here's some exciting news from the bank with the coolest tagline, not just another bank. Yes, you heard us right. Omni Basic Bank's new tagline is fresh, not just another bank. We're redefining banking with a renewed commitment to making you our cherished customer, the happiest customer. Visit any of our branches to update your records or call 0307 086 000 or toll free 0800 100 790. Let's wrap up with a few final comments and then we'll tell you about what we're doing in the month of June before I bring you my quick next interview.
Yeah. But I have an interesting one here. I'm super happy you're having this conversation. My husband and I have been doing what I call agri-camping under agri-tourism for 2 years now. The idea is to promote agriculture in Ghana in our own small way by organizing camping experiences for families, schools, and corporate organizations on farms. As such campaigns, which we organize on different farms, we eat whatever is grown on the farm. If what we want cannot be had from that farm, we would bring it from another farm and use it there. Our aim is to make young people attracted to the sector and appreciate its importance to our livelihoods too. I must confess, it's not been easy driving down the concept because our people are struggling to embrace it, but we have some 600 tents, enough for a village. One day, Ebefa roots from a breeze. And good morning, guys. I work at Sekwa, and when you're traveling from Sunyane to my base, you see trucks from Ivory Coast picking poultry droppings by the road dumped by Ghanaian farmers. I'm told they come for it and use it for their cocoa farms, yet we don't use it. This is Ali. Bernard, I've been following your discussions on the importance of producing and consuming locally made products, and I must say it truly resonates with me. Over the past year, my wife and I have been doing extensive research and planning. I've decided to venture into commercial farming back home in Ghana. We currently run a business here in Australia, which we've operated successfully for the past 5 years. We now employ over 90 staff and manage an average wage bill exceeding $4 million. If we've been able to build something sustainable here, we believe we can bring that same drive and commitment back home.
Amen.
All we need is God's guidance. Our goal is ambitious. Within the next 2 to 3 years, we are targeting a capacity of around 250,000 layers. We are excited and ready to contribute meaningfully to local production and food security. Looking forward to sharing ideas and possibly collaborating in the future. Thanks, guys. David Amatapa, send that through.
Closing thoughts before we move to my quick next interview on this.
Well, on this one, David, it's a good thing you want to do. Just consider a few things that in Ghana you are in luck if you can be an absentee farmer.
You have to be there. You have to be there.
Because or you need a highly trusted partnership.
Yeah, so you can manage the
yeah, because you throw the money here. The money that you are throwing, somebody is using to build his own thing. I mean, some people have succeeded, there are exceptions, but the general rule is that you have to be present to supervise and make sure it's done properly.
Thank you very much. When we come back, we'll be telling you why you need to check into an ash foam before Easter, because they have some fantastic products that they have put on offer.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Easter weekend with a promise to live life at Pedrassi Valley Resort. Begin the weekend with sumptuous Good Friday special buffet as you groove to live band music. Then on Saturday, it's time to splash away. Join the ultimate pool party at Pedrassi Valley Resort. Live DJs spinning the best tunes, a bouncy castle, cotton candy, and your kids' favorite cartoon characters for extra fun. Plus delicious lunch and dinner buffet. On Easter Sunday and Monday, we celebrate the restoration with grand feasts fit for royals. Stay in sync with our classic room promos and relax with our soothing spa offers. All this and so much more at Pedrassi Valley Resort this Easter weekend. For reservations and inquiries, call 0540-125-555 or 0540-125-554. Pedrassi Valley Resort. Live life.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement, unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Did you know that only 10% of university graduates find a job in their first year after school? But the Design and Technology Institute, DTI, is changing that. They offer tertiary graduates a chance to enter the world of work with industry-relevant skills in precision welding and fabrication, entrepreneurship, creative media, and engineering. Kweku, a geodetic engineering graduate, took that opportunity.
Oh, DTI is next level. My university course didn't give me the industry-relevant skills I needed to work on an oil rig, but DTI did. I enrolled in their precision welding and fabrication program, which included a 6-month workplace experience learning. DTI's programs are accredited by the American Welding Society and Pearson's BTech, so my skills are recognized globally. Plus, they connect us to real jobs.
You heard it here first. If you want world-class technical training, visit dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534. DTI, wired for jobs.
Hey, dear New sir. And stay soft concentrate fabric softener. I was such it move. Just send it this way. You have it now. New Yanets now. No, be a baby, someone some demon in us. Dear New say. For quiet, yes, in Biara Association Ontario. Use Stay Soft and New Yanets now. Nani boss to tap from cry. A fabric softener. And yen yes, sir. Choose to Stay Soft. No, so say no. FDID a garden cratu yatu.
Electroland Extravaganza Easter Promotion no Emanin Chow Water na wunya discounts ewa ye Samsung Easter Promotion na ye media Easter bonanza ni die deals a hodu obebre say adie ubenya Nasco banner efui 499 Ghana cedis na so 1599 cedis a ubenya 32-inch Nasco LED TV na ye Nasco top mount freezers ni die started free 1799 Ghana cedis na ye Nasco chest freezer no 2599 Ghana cedis pay o ubenya free desktop computer so wotoye Nasco 6 kg 7 kg 8 kg and 10 kg washing machine no kan wo na kwa showroom se wo Ghana fan nyina na chedie ne buso na emu nhyehyɛ kakra wo ho Electroland Ghana Limited biaye ba kwa e wo na emu nyama efe na ne bo dafem.
As a busy professional, I struggled with back and neck strain from long hours at my desk. To improve my focus, productivity, and well-being, I sought expert advice from the CEO of Expert Office Furnish.
After being in the furniture business for 25 years, I can tell you two things that causes back pain in the workspace: bad sitting posture and not sitting on a good chair. I recommend to you the Genevia Beeper chair, the chair that helps you to sit right. When you don't sit right, it beeps for you to be able to sit right. The next will be the Enjoy chair. It takes every body shape and size. Buy a chair that will support your back and give you that comfort to be able to deliver on your job.
Expert Office Furnish offers molding furniture for comfort, productivity, and style. From seating to customized solutions, plus interior decoration services, they've got it all. Find them off the Atomic Hills Estate Road in Ashonman or call 0571 386602 on Facebook and Instagram at Expert Office Furnish.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Check it out, y'all. So, or bravo baking kind, the Brahmani Gisem and Concord Chissa kind, Rapumaba kind, the sit Medium kind, Ghana for Winter new flavor Abba.
20 minutes to 10, 97.3 City FM. Now, today feels strange like a holiday.
It does.
I don't know why.
It does.
Because in Ghana, once tomorrow is not working, we all change our.
Just when you relax in your ash foam couch,
Charlie?
with your bed.
There's something they call poof. You know poof.
Oh my God.
What is poof?
Poof. Like the most comfortable, product that you can get,
Yeah, so we have friends from Ashford here who say they have stuff that will make your Easter vacation more relaxing. The company that's here for almost 50 years, doing fantastic work right here in Ghana. I have in studio the after sales support manager Talin Majdub.
Exactly.
And Nana Iyao Ampim Dakwenchi, marketing and communication manager. Welcome to the show, people.
Thank
you.
Good morning. How are you doing?
You're good.
Blessed.
And how is Ashford?
Ashford is doing very well.
Doing very well?
Very well.
Still, are you still where I am? I know you are.
Yes.
But I see you in some malls.
We are almost, we spread across the country. Every part of the country. Look, we have over 1,400 outlets.
Are you serious?
Yes. Techimon.
Which means you have more outlets than even the largest bank in Ghana.
Well, I think
1,400 outlets.
If I want to pick the tagline of a certain company, we are everywhere you go.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we've made it in such manner that we've segmented the market to meet every demand. So you go, you have the depot type, and you come to the shops, you come to the main mall showroom.
Let's start from the beginning, Tali. Tell me about the key products you have, because in the past we knew you were only doing mattresses, but clearly you are not. You are more than mattresses.
We are more than mattresses. Most people, when you talk about other products, we're like, ash foam. Yeah. We always thought you were just mattresses, but no, we are into everything soft furnishing. Okay. We have curtains, we have duvets, we have bed sheets, we have mattress protectors, we have furniture. We have sofas, we have dining tables, and when we talk about sofas, different designs of sofas. So we have everything in Ashram, everything about furnishing. You can get it from Ashram. So
would that include like blankets?
Yes, blankets. We have different types of blankets. We have the fleece blankets, yes, and then we have the duvet. So even the duvet, we have the duvet covers where you can even choose every color that you want.
Do you have the thing that you put on a chair to sit in so that your back doesn't get crooked?
The scatter pillows. We have them in different sizes. Different sizes.
Do you have the small table that you can put your leg on so that when you're watching TV,
footrest? We have them. And you know the amazing thing about Ashfoam? You can actually customize
your own footrest colors and
you can customize.
Wow.
Yes, you can come into Ashfoam and tell us you want it in this color, you want us to use this particular foam to do it for you. Yes.
Do you have curtains?
A vast array of curtains. Yes, we have dim outs. We have blacker dim outs.
So you have the so you have the main curtain and the white thing at the back.
Oh yes, and we have the rods.
You have
the rods. So we have the double rods. We have the single rods. Yes. So
so then you can have the voile there. And all that.
At the back of it, and then you have the blackout. So you can close the blackout, and then you don't even have the sun coming in.
At all.
And then morning, you just open it up.
Do you have carpets?
We have some carpets, yes.
Rugs.
Yes, right.
I'm thinking of my room now.
Yes. that is what I'm here for.
That is the philosophy, Bernard. It's just like enter Ashfoam.
Yeah.
Tell me your room is empty.
You can put everything
and
there.
we put everything
in.
From consoles.
We have dining consoles.
We have dining consoles. We have the TV.
Yes, TV consoles as well. Yeah.
You have flower pot holders.
What?
No, but that we can.
I see where you're going.
Yes, we can. We encourage
it for you.
Because I went to his house, and he has plants in his room.
Yes.
So obviously he's thinking about greenery, and he gives his plants names.
See, don't be surprised because we can provide that for you. See, we also help other firms to grow.
Okay.
That's how we grow. So
good. Number 2, we are getting towards Easter. Are you doing any promo for us?
Yes.
Tell me about the promo.
That's one of the main reasons why we are here.
Talk to me.
Easter is all about giving back.
That's the whole point.
And Ash Foam is here to give back to everyone. So we have the 3-in-1 promo going.
3-in-1 promo.
Yes, up to 30% discount.
Okay.
Yes, you buy a mattress, a Bueno mattress, or you buy the Legacy mattress, and when you buy the Bueno mattress, you get 20% on the Valley bed.
What is a Bueno mattress?
A Bueno mattress is a mattress that is made from Bonnell spring and high density foam.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the other one is called?
The other one is a Legacy mattress. It is made from a type of export foam. Yes, that is very, very durable. Yes, we're running promo on these mattresses. Yes, you have to choose depending on your comfort, depending on your
waist problems.
Your waist problems.
You see, Caleb and Bernard, there is one point that I want to emphasize here. That when you want to enter Ash Foam, we do customize everything that you need. Depend on your room size, depend on whether you have a bedroom bigger, smaller, and then the products. You see, many a time you find people enter our showrooms and they said, "Oh, how much is this?" And then they go for the price, depend on how low the price is. But in choosing mattress, remember you spend more time on your mattress, right? So you ask for. I have talent here. She's in charge of sales support. Now, we train our salespeople to interact with the customer, to know what your needs are. I sleep, I have back pains. I sleep, I want a soft mattress, or I want a hard mattress. And we have various categories of mattresses that we have, same as the sofas. So we always encourage our customers who enter that speak to the salesperson, the team there, and then get what you want. Whether you want it big, small, large, whatever.
So let's continue with the promo. So 3-in-1 promo.
Yes.
You were talking about
the Bueno and the Valley bed. You buy the Bueno, you get 20% off the Valley bed. You buy the Legacy mattress, you get 25% off the Como bed.
Okay.
Yes, and we are giving 10% off all our couches.
10% off
all our couches. Every couch in Ash Foam is attracting 10%.
Wonderful.
And we don't stop there.
Okay.
When you go ahead to buy a center table, a Como center table with the couch, we give you 30% off the center table.
Instant.
Yes, instant. When you come there, you buy all these promotional items and you add other things to it. Trust me, we'll give you extra discounts.
Does this include your consoles? I'm thinking about that.
Yes.
And how long is this promo running for?
We don't have the time yet.
Okay.
Yes.
So you should come.
You should come. Yes, come. You should come.
When we are tired, we'll tell you.
But your delivery, how? Tell me about that one. When I come and buy, you say I should come when my room is empty.
Yes.
So if I come, how do I take them home?
Okay, so we operate on a free delivery.
Oh yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Simple, free delivery. You don't pay anything for what you.
I'm coming.
And sometimes you may want to just pick your bed sheet, or you are free to also pick it. But if you want us to, send it to your location.
What are the key factors a person should consider when deciding to buy a mattress? Because you mentioned 2 types.
Yes. So for us in the team, the moment you walk through my doors to the showroom, I look at your body structure, and that helps me to determine what mattress you would be good for you. Yes. Apart from that,
So when you look at me, what mattress would be good for me?
When I look at you, not knowing your preference in style and comfort, I would give you comfy. I would give you Superfoam.
Superfoam.
Yes. The reason why is because you don't look too heavy.
I'm not heavy at all.
Yes.
I'm not heavy at all.
You don't look
so. What are my boss? The man who was sitting in the chair.
Yeah. So I will give him orthopedic, or I will give him Kappa. Yes.
He needs a proper bed.
Yes.
By the way, do you have orthopedic pillows?
Yes,
we do.
Because last week when I woke up, my neck was paining me.
We do.
In fact, when I turn my neck back, it did some way. Because I need a pillow that can cover.
That can cover. And Bernard, we are giving education to our customers. Pillows, I'll advise you. You see, do you heap your pillows? See, that's another.
That's why my neck was paining.
Yes. You see, your body need to align. You see, we are Homo sapiens.
So I shouldn't allow my
yes,
neck
exactly.
to be up.
Yes, when it's too much up, you automatically, as you lie, you.
That day I just slept. I didn't even know how I
exactly.
slept.
Sometimes you're reading.
Yeah,
sometimes you're reading, and in the process, maybe you fall asleep. You wake up with pains.
So the pillow should not be hipped.
It shouldn't be hipped. In fact, if I were demonstrating on television,
one pillow.
You exactly. It should have it should align to the bed somewhere, just a little.
So how are you going to? What pillow will you give?
And even for you to sleep very well and good, that is you can. It's ideally you can put another pillow in between your legs.
Yes.
Hey, the truth is that this is the problem I have. Yeah. I sleep in one direction. When I wake up, I'm in a different direction. So I don't know how. Yes. I'm sleeping this way. When I wake up, I'm somewhere else.
Bernard operate.
So this pillow, so it's almost like.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll tell you the truth. Like someday I sleep facing the top.
Yeah.
A pillow under my knees. It helps.
Yeah, it does help.
It does
a
help
lot.
sometimes.
It
with
does help a
circulation.
lot. Some people think pregnant women, for example, you see, you have pregnancy pillows, the way they turn and all that. We have pillows that fit into.
Right.
Oh, you do all those.
Yes,
we do pregnancy pillows in different sizes.
So we are selling though, but we still think that your health is very important to us. And so when we interact with us, we tell you one, just like you're saying.
And Bernard, most of these they make here. Is that
what
yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
Where do you manufacture your things?
100% made in Ghana.
Oh wow!
We have
in fact,
in this Accra here.
In this Accra here.
Ashfom.
Ashfom's got 2 factories, one in Kumasi and one in Accra.
Wow.
And everything you see in there, none. With the exception of maybe
are
the
you
raw
using
materials.
labor machines or human beings to do these things?
It's a combination of, in fact, we have state-of-the-art machinery at every department in one. But then the Ghanaians are so experts because we have in factory, we have over 1,400 workers in the factory.
1,400
Yes, and even when you go to the showrooms and you understand it, we have over 4,000 workers.
So on factory for production,
for production, and the department, the products you see here, there are over 66 different types of products. Yes, made here.
How long have you guys been in this country?
And we've been here 48 years.
Yes, yeah.
Serious?
Yes. 48 in 1976. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So everything we do, when it comes to Made in Ghana, there's been a conscious effort to promote Made in Ghana, and we've been playing the. Remember the name of Ashfom? It's Ashanti Foam Factory Limited.
That's what I was
proudly made in Ghana.
Yeah. We are talking to 2 friends from Ashfom. They have a promo, 3-1 promo. Most things going for discount. Some 30, some 20, some 10. I'll tell you which of the outlets to go to before we finish. But what added value or unique experience does a consumer gain when choosing to buy from Ashfom? I think you hinted that already, but I still want you to say, what else do I get when I buy from Ashfom?
Apart from supporting Made in Ghana,
correct.
Apart from making sure that 4,000 workers or 1,400 factory workers are having an honest living, you are actually getting comfort. You're actually saving. You're getting the best products that you can get for your home. Yes. So
let's talk about outlets. I know the big ones. I do North Industrial Area. So tell me the distribution. Do you have large outlets in certain towns and also the malls? I've seen you are in some malls as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I see you are in some smaller corners as well.
Yes.
So just give me the breakdown of
All
where
right.
people can find you.
Yes. So the first one is the malls. You see, when in any big mall in Ghana that you can, whether in Kumasi, Takoradi, Sunyani, wherever, you find Ashfom in there.
Okay.
Yes. We want
clearly labeled Ashfom.
Clearly
the yellow
labeled
background.
With yellow background, lighted boxes, that you can see, you don't miss. And remember, the prices in the malls, in the factory, everywhere is one.
It's the same. Okay.
Yes,
no matter the location.
Because some of us are afraid of malls.
It's the same.
No.
Some of us we are afraid of malls.
No, you see, the idea is that we want you to have the best convenience buying. So
the prices are the same across. So
are
all
the
the major
same.
malls.
All the major malls. Then we have our distribution outlets. You go to Medina, you go to Tepa, you go to Asankregwa, you go to Bogatanga.
Ole.
And I'm telling you all these places I go to, I see what goes on.
So for example, Medina, where's your outlet?
Medina taxi rank, we have
Taxi
one
rank.
outlet, and even down the in the by the side, you can still have one.
And
there.
then so you are in malls and then you are in markets.
In markets,
yeah.
yes, in markets.
Okay.
And we
Are you in
operate.
Tema?
We are in
Yes, we're
Tema,
in
Tema
Tema
Casino, Tema Community 9, Tema Community 12.
Where are you?
when you go to on your way to Bethlehem, I don't know whether you know Bethlehem.
22.
To 22, and when you use the other side going to Dowena too, we are there.
Are you in for instance, Takrady?
Yes, Takrady. We have Takrady a lot. Takrady Mall. We have Anaji. We have Pipewano. We have Main Market Circle. I mean, call Takrady. Tamale, we are in Central Business. Tamale, yes, we are there. Sunyani, we are there.
Who?
Yes,
Plenty.
everywhere.
Bolga.
Everywhere.
Bolga, when you enter Bolga, as you enter after the axle load, you see a big ashram while we are there. When Segu, Sola, Tinga, everywhere. And these places, I'm telling you, I've been there. I go there, I see my art.
Give me a number people can call or some email or something. So if somebody just wants to, maybe someone wants to buy 200 mattresses.
Yes.
So he wants a bill or something. I don't know.
You can call this number 0509 104 904.
And reference Citi that you listen on Citi. So repeat the number.
050 104
904.
Solid.
They'll give you a Citi discount.
But Bernard, one number, the other thing, you know, you can also buy online.
Yes.
Is it? Give me that address.
So just Ashfom, you put on the hashtag Ashfom,
yes.
Ghana, Ashfom Ghana. But then we should be mindful of our frosters.
Yes.
Because they
also call the number in addition.
Yes. So it is Ashfom ASHFOAM, right?
The number is calling.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Charlie. Thank you, and thank you for being on the show. Right. Be an Ashford man now. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Are you ready to dance the night away? The gentleman himself, Abrantier Amachi Dede, is coming live to light up the stage at Corridor Gardens Restaurant and Bar on Friday, May 9th at 8 p.m. Get ready for timeless high life hits, electric performances, and a night filled with good vibes, good music, and even better memories. Into Sawano Erbabe Groove, Erbabe a sing-along, another Erbana Abe soak up the legend in action. This is the show you don't want to miss. Tickets are flying fast. Regulars going for 500 Ghana cedis, VIP 700 Ghana cedis. Dial *713*33*60# to grab yours now. Call or WhatsApp 0257 700 037 or 0536 221 606. Amachi Dede Live. One night, one legend, one unforgettable experience.
Charlie, where are you?
Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Massa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame, how are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where it go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame, Ash foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
From mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more. Don't waste time and visit any Ashfom showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ashfom. Feel it, know it.
Hello, boss. I just drove out of your premises. I've called you several times. Boss, I beg.
I gave you an opportunity to present your proposal with your financial statements. You didn't. If we approve and request for an invoice, that will take you another month, eh? You couldn't even provide receipts from the last job. My brother, we have given the contract to someone else who promptly furnished us with what we needed. Get serious.
Yehoah,
Don't be caught in this mess ever again. Restart with Build. Build provides businesses with a comprehensive accounting software with features that make your bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and payroll functions seamless. Our support team is always available to assist and respond to all your inquiries. Log on to www.build.africa and sign up. Call 030-80-4007 or 0303-974-832 for more information. Build. Bookkeeping made simple. Results made extraordinary.
Hey Accra, this Easter there is only one place to be, the Junction Mall. From April 18th to 21st, it's 4 days of non-stop fun, family, and fantastic deals. Kids Fun Fair? Check. Live music with Afro Star Band on Holy Saturday? Absolutely. Easter Sunday with Ham Orchestra Choir? You bet. In addition, on Easter Monday, April 21st, we go all out for our Family Mall Day. Think live band, fun games, snooker, table tennis, basketball, video games, and so much more. Plus, shop and enjoy up to 70% off across your favorite stores. You heard right, up to 70% off. Follow us now at the Junction Mall GH on Facebook and Instagram. Alternatively, WhatsApp us on 0540-221-774 for more info. The Junction Mall. Join, explore, shop, enjoy.
So you need a vehicle tracking system to manage your fleet. But how do you choose the right company for real results? Most tracking companies just sell you a system and leave you on your own. But at Instroma GPS, we go beyond that. With expert consultation, real-time tracker monitoring, emergency support, and constant updates, we make sure you maximize savings and efficiency. Join hundreds of businesses that trust Instroma GPS for world-class fleet management. Call 024-676-7662 now for a free demo. Instroma GPS. Your choice, your savings.
City 97.3.
Accra. And that's all we have time for today's edition of the City Breakfast Show. The whole team was here. Caleb, Sky, Godfred, Samens, and myself. Coming up next, City News at 10, Shiba Rabini. Shiba, take it up.
Coming up in the news.